39-year-old Laurie Mahal is suing petting zoo owner Gil Jones because his rabbit attacked her and bit her on the ankle.
Order. All rise. Judge, this is case number 363 on the calendar in the matter of Mahal versus Jones. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Have a seat, ladies.
Mr. Jones, you are the owner of a petting zoo. Is that correct?
Yes,
Is that
Your
a
Honor.
children's petting zoo?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you were there with your children?
With my one son with a play group.
And you allege in your complaint that while there you were bitten by one of his animals.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
I was there in the petting zoo area, and I happened to see a young boy with long pants on get bitten by the same rabbit. And I spoke to the mother, and I says, oh, check to see if he broke the skin. And when I said the skin, this rabbit came from behind the bench and grabbed my leg, bit in, and with his claws and everything, held my leg and wouldn't let go. I had to actually shake him loose from me.
When did you go to the doctor?
I went to the doctor's. It was almost 8:30 by the time I actually got the appointment.
The same day that
yes.
you arrived home?
Yes.
Do you have the doctor's report?
Yes.
May I see it, please?
It's all the medical.
I see, August 21st. Okay, clean wound, and then you were given some augmentin.
Augmentin.
Okay. Okay, sir. She
Your
says she
Honor.
was bitten by one of your rabbits.
I won't deny that, Your Honor, because it happens occasionally. I have no recollection of Mrs. Majul's incident. However, I might defer to my wife, who was in the barn at the same time we were. We were very busy that day, and she recalls offering some aid to some lady that came and mentioned that someone had been bitten by a rabbit.
Where's your wife?
This is my wife, Millie.
Would you step up, please? Do you remember this date in August? Do you remember this lady?
I don't remember the lady. I remember when the letter arrived and it said Oceanside. I remembered the group that arrived on the train that day at the farm.
Did you, in fact, assist someone who had been bitten?
A friend did come to me. I work at the entrance, and said that her friend was bitten by a rabbit in the petting area. I had hydrogen peroxide and Band-Aids for first aid, and she said my friend has taken care of it. She has an antiseptic in her purse. And I said, well, I'll send somebody in to catch the rabbit and remove it from the petting area. If when you see them, point out which rabbit it is so we can remove it.
Mr. Jones, I am going to show you a document that's entitled General Liability Notice of Occurrence of Claim.
Yes.
And I want to ask you if this is something that you filled out.
Okay.
Is that something that you filled out for your insurance company, sir?
What I did, I sent a letter to the insurance company along with Mrs. Majul's letter explaining, to the best of my knowledge, after talking to my wife, the situation.
Okay.
And this document
Now-
is fairly accurate, yes.
Okay. Now, I will tell you that this came along with your statements, your complaint and your answer, along with several other documents that you wish me to consider. I was concerned about something that I read here, and I'd like you to see if you can explain it to me. It says that OP, which I assume is you, I don't know what that stands for, allegedly bitten by a rabbit. However, rabbit did not belong to you, captured rabbit someplace, and placed it in a cage there at the petting zoo. Now, do you remember who said that? Was it you or your wife?
My daughter actually caught the rabbit, Your Honor. At least she
You the
told
daughter?
me she did. It's my
Step up
daughter,
here.
Jennifer.
Jennifer, you
Yes.
caught this rabbit?
Yes, that's our policy. If one of the rabbits maybe gets too much handling, or they get sometimes too much handling, and we take them and put them in a cage in the back.
No, it says rabbit did not belong to
Right.
you.
Right.
It was captured
I
Someplace.
don't know about the captured
Well,
part.
that's what it says. Captured rabbit someplace and placed it in a cage there at the petting zoo. Does that mean it was captured someplace outside of the petting zoo? It was a wild rabbit?
What it is the public on occasion, if they don't want their animal anymore, excuse me, will drive by and let it out. So this rabbit was hanging around the petting area because of the other rabbits.
Do you know that for a fact, or is this something that you...
No, I know all the animals there, and this was a unusual
So this was
rabbit.
not a rabbit that was supposed to be on your petting farm. Is that correct?
Correct.
When did you first know that it was there?
It had been there probably 2 days, and you have to kind of see our place to understand it's hard to catch them.
What do you mean it was an unusual rabbit?
Unusual. It
big?
wasn't one of ours. I know them, and I knew it wasn't ours.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This rabbit was not our rabbit, and we didn't want this rabbit.
Unfortunately, what you're saying to me is only making matters worse, Miss Jones.
And later today,
Show me, since May, your checks to sign and travel.
Did you hear what I said? I said there isn't any.
There is...
I
Why
haven't
not?
paid since May.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Mahal is suing zoo owner Gil Jones because a rabbit attacked her. Gil says it wasn't his rabbit.
I have another question for you, because something that's concerned me. When you bring these animals into your petting zoo, are they tested for rabies?
Julie Ryan, she's the vet at the Orange County Animal Shelter. She comes on a regular basis to check the animals. They don't vaccinate rabbits for rabies, nor do they, if you were to get bit, they don't come and quarantine them.
Why?
Because that's what she told us. She's a head vet at the animal shelter. I called them to have clarity on that matter, and that's what...
So you mean to tell me that you can take in a wild rabbit, because as far as you know, this could have been a wild rabbit, wasn't one that was bred in your facility, and they are not vaccinated for rabies?
They don't vaccinate the rabbits for rabies. But this rabbit was, it was not our rabbit, and we didn't want this rabbit, but we couldn't catch it. So the shelter did come and take it. They came and took it.
Unfortunately, what you're saying to me is only making matters worse, Miss Jones, and I'm going to tell you why. Because according to you, you saw this rabbit on your premises for at least 2 days before this incident occurred, and it was not removed. You knew that it wasn't a rabbit that belonged on your premises, so you knew that it wasn't one that had a history of being gentle and being used to being touched. And yet you permitted all these children to come and play in your petting zoo, despite the fact that you knew that this one animal was not one that you could vouch for. This was an animal that you knew you had not seen before, did not belong there, and and you knew that at least 2 days before this lady was bitten. So you're liable for her injuries. Now, what do you believe your injuries are?
Okay.
Is the question. You were bitten by a rabbit.
I was bitten, and I still have the scars, and I have pictures here, and these pictures were taken a month after the bite.
Let me take a look
You
at
can
them.
see the scar, and I can also show you the leg. It's still got a big purple scar on my ankle.
Well, I would like to see it. Ooh, that's nasty.
And this is 4 months.
That is nasty. You say that you missed work.
Yes, I missed 41 hours of
So you missed a
work.
week's worth of work.
Yes.
And how much, why did you miss that much work?
Because it was still painful.
What kind of work
and
do you do?
it was swelling. I work on my feet. I'm a cashier. So I couldn't stand on my feet.
So you missed a week's worth of work. You had certain medical bills. They were minimal because you covered, your medical bills are covered. Your request is for $1,250, and that, I assume, includes pain and suffering.
Yes.
That's a minimal request, Mr. Jones. Quite frankly, you are absolutely liable for this rabbit that was on your property. And sometimes unfortunate things happen, I'm certain. But in this particular case, it's even more egregious, sir, because you knew that this rabbit did not belong on your property. You didn't know, you had no idea where it came from. You had no idea whether it was a wild rabbit and could have been infected. And you did not, according to what I've heard today, exercise due care in removing that rabbit immediately from your premises, which you should have. The rabbit bit her. And she's entitled to be compensated. 4 months later, she still has a substantial scar as a result of this. Judgment is of the plaintiff in the amount of $1,250 as requested. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
That's our story, and that's the truth, and that's all we can say. We can't really expound on what the judge ruled. She made her point of law very clear.
And now the next case.
Parties on Torres versus Biles. Step forward, please.
31-year-old Michelle Torres says her mother's ex-husband, 33-year-old Roger Bile, borrowed Michelle's credit card for an Aspen vacation. Roger didn't pay her back because he didn't go to Aspen.
All right, Ms. Torres, the defendant was married to your mother.
Correct.
How long were they married?
About 6.5 years.
Is this your mother?
Yes, it is.
Are you now divorced, sir?
Yes.
But while you were married to her mother, according to this complaint, he borrowed some money from you by putting some tickets on a credit card that was yours.
Right, a ski package deal.
And you were all living together at this time.
Correct. I was living with them.
You made some payments,
Yeah, made some payments.
and he still owes you $1,100.
Correct.
So you want to tell me how this loan came about?
In December '94, Roger came to me and wanted to go to Aspen, Colorado for a ski trip. He asked me if
This
I
is
would...
Roger.
This is Roger. He asked me if I would put this ski package on my American Express card because the Ritz-Carlton was running a special if you put it on the American Express card. He had previously had an American Express card, but it had been canceled. I went to my mom, I told my mom, asked her, Roger wants me to do this, should I do this? She advised me not to. She said he still had unpaid bills and debts, but even though he made plenty of money, he's just kind of doesn't pay his bills. He had repeatedly promised that he would pay me back, and so I believed him, and it was a Christmas present for him and my mom and myself. It was a Christmas bonus as well. So I believed him.
What do you mean a Christmas bonus?
Well, I had worked for him, and he said it was my Christmas present and a bonus since I did such a good job working for his business. So we went on the ski trip. Everything was fine. We came back. He started...
The three of you?
The three of us went on the ski trip, went skiing, had a good time, and we came back. He started making payments, like he promised that he would pay my American Express card.
So this was a sign and travel on American
Exactly,
Express?
exactly.
So you
I
don't have to
the
pay it off at
documents.
one time. You can pay off little bits at a time.
Right. So he kept promising me that he was going to pay it in larger chunks, and the chunks got smaller and smaller. And I believed him. He promised me that you're my stepdaughter. I would never screw you over, no matter what happens between him and my mom. In April of this year, he committed adultery on my mom, so my mom divorced him. And in May, he came to my work and said that he would give me $400 towards the $1,500 he owed me. The amount got down to $1,500 from
So
$3,000.
It was originally $3,000.
Right.
He paid $1,500.
Correct.
He still owed $1,500.
Correct.
And then in May, he paid another $400.
Correct. Brought it down to $1,100.
Okay.
And right after I had him sign
So
this...
far, is that correct, sir? You made those payments?
It's been paid off.
Mr. Pyle, so far, you made payments?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
3 weeks after Linda and I split up, everything from my home was stolen from Linda. Took it all. Every document, every paperwork, every receipt.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Michelle Torres is suing her mother's ex-husband, Roger Bile, for not paying for an Aspen vacation.
What happened after May? He gave you $400.
And signed this receipt telling me he would pay me the rest of the $1,100.
Show it to him, please.
That's his original signature.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, after May, did he make any payments?
No.
Okay. Why not?
The debt she's talking about for the Aspen trip was paid in full.
No, it wasn't.
Sure, don't speak.
The tickets that she's talking about that was on the sign and travel was for a trip for my ex-wife to go to Europe with her other daughter, and later on I found out her first husband.
No.
That was put on sign and travel. The Aspen trip was paid in full.
Show me.
I have no receipts.
Just a second. How much was the Aspen trip, sir?
About $3 grand.
Well, show me that you paid the $3,000.
I'd love to, Your Honor. 3 weeks after Linda and I split up, everything from my home was stolen from Linda took it all. Every document, every paperwork, every receipt.
Mr. Bile, so what you're saying to me, sir, is that you acknowledged that you put $3,000 on her sign and travel.
Correct.
And
I did. Michelle did it. It was an agreement we had at home. She lived with me at the time.
But that you agreed to pay for it, and you did, what you just said to me was it was paid in full.
Yes.
But you do not have any receipts to show or any checks.
I don't have them. I had to give them to another court.
Well, Mr. Bile, I'm not so sure that you can't get duplicate copies of every check, sir. But I'm looking at your answer, and your answer says, if I am liable for this debt, I hope you will recognize that it's a community debt and a 50-50 split with my ex-wife, as well as the $4,000 I already paid. So in one respect, you say to me here, sir, that you've already paid it.
I have
And
paid.
here, you say, if it is a debt, half of it should be hers.
There was $1,500 left on the debt. I don't say there wasn't. The Aspen trip was $3,000. The Europe ticket for Linda was $1,500. That's the rest of the portion that needed to be paid. There was two separate things that went on her sign and travel.
When do you say she came into your house and took all the records?
It's about 3 weeks prior to that.
3 weeks prior to what?
To the signing of that receipt.
Okay.
The reason I signed that receipt is because they said it's the only way I could get back some tax documents I needed.
I know that you say you signed this thing under duress, sir. I'm not interested in that. You don't look like the kind of man who would sign something under duress.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So what you're telling me is 3 weeks after they allegedly took all this stuff, you signed this document indicating you still owed her $1,500.
Yes.
Okay. So that your story to me, Mr. Bile, does not have a ring of truth to it. Because if you say she stole all your documents prior to this, then you should have all your documents subsequent to this. And if you admitted that you owed her $1,500 in May, you should have everything after May to show me that you paid her, because you say it's paid in full.
I haven't paid since May.
Well, why not?
Because I never, first of all, never got contacted from her or sent an invoice or any kind of documentation how much the payment was.
What do you mean how much the payment was? You signed something that said $1,500.
These were monthly payments that were set up.
Just a second. You had been paying Sign and Travel. Your
Monthly.
checks went to Sign and Travel, correct?
Correct.
Show me since May your checks to Sign and Travel.
Did you hear what I said? I said there isn't any.
There is.
I
Why
haven't
not?
paid since May.
Then I'm asking you again, sir. You had paid before May, and you say you don't have those checks because they were all stolen. So since May, you should have the checks if you in fact paid. And if you didn't pay, then according to this signed document, which is a note, you still owe her the money, which is, at this point, $1,100 because you paid her $400 in May.
Okay.
Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties
Ron.
are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy, Sandra Trevino used to live with Foster Reeder. Now she's suing Foster's son, Dustin, for bills he ran up on her Sears credit card.
Order. All rise. All rise, please. Quiet in the courtroom. Judge, this is number 132 on the calendar in the matter of Trevino versus Reeder. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Have a seat.
Miss Trevino. Mr. Reeder.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Reeder Sr. Step up here. Ms. Trevino, according to your complaint, you and Mr. Reeder Sr. were living together, correct?
No.
He wasn't living with you?
He stayed with me for a month.
Stayed with you. I paid the rent.
Just a second. He stayed with you for a month. This is his son.
Yes, ma'am.
He also stayed with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And while they were staying with you, you let Junior use your Sears credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
Why?
Well, we were good friends, and he was just starting a job, and there was stuff that he needed, like tool chests and stuff, and he promised to pay me back when he started working and started getting an income, and I trusted him. He's a nice kid. But now that Senior and I are no longer seeing each other, he doesn't want to pay me.
Why didn't you ask your father for money?
Because I like Sears tools.
Because what?
I like the tools that Sears put out.
So?
She had a Sears charge card.
Go ahead, sir. Maybe you can answer for him.
Actually, what happened, Your Honor, when we got together and we were there a lot longer than any 2 months.
Well, first it was a month, now you say it was longer than 2 months.
It was a lot longer. The relationship went on for about a year and a half. Mrs. Trevino's credit card was not being able to be used at the time, and I paid it up, brought it current. The Sears credit card, I paid up the Sears credit card where it could be used. I paid up her Visa credit card, which they never let her use it. Okay, at that time, my son could have asked me for the money, but I didn't even know they were going out and buying the tools. She took him to Sears and started on her own while we were still together. And as we were living together for quite some time, over a month, things went on between them. He could have gotten the money from me if he'd have asked me for it.
Well, that's what I want to know. Why didn't you ask your father to borrow the money for your tools rather than asking Miss Trevino?
Because she had a charge card for there.
But he had the money.
I never came up to ask him for that, Your Honor.
All right, so now you use the credit card. How much did you charge on her credit card?
About $1,100, Your Honor, or so.
Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much did you pay back?
$1,108.45.
You have proof of that for me?
Your Honor, what I have is my check register
And what does it say in it?
that I have made payments. I have 9 checks totaling the amount of $508.45.
Is that made directly to Sears?
Sears and Mrs. Trevino.
Let me see it. Do you deny that he gave you these checks, madam? He's got them in his book.
He gave me checks for the rent when he was living there.
Some of this, how much rent?
He was paying $200 a month.
There are charges here for $32.45, $38, $75, $63.
For what?
I don't know. It says to Sandra Trevino. Let me see your Sears bill, please. Was she charging you rent?
I paid her rent on my own will, and I never wrote her a check for rent. I just given her cash.
What do you mean you gave it of your own will, sir?
I was told I didn't have to pay rent, but I paid her anyway.
That's not true.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I was the one paying the rent at the time,
That's not true.
out of my own money. That's why he didn't have to pay rent.
He said he was giving her cash.
He did give her money, but like I said, it was because he wanted to.
So you say, sir, that you repaid her $508 by check. And this is for the tools that you bought on the Sears card. Is that right?
Yes.
But you also say you paid her cash
Yes.
twice.
Yes.
How are you going to prove that to me?
What? Ma'am, I have no... we were friends at the time. I didn't think I needed a receipt for that.
Well, but you paid most of the money by check. Why would you pay $600 of it in cash?
Well, because I would go cash my check, and I'd just give her the cash instead of the check.
Why did you give her some checks? All of them were under $100. And then what you opted to give her in cash, you gave her in two $300 payments. That doesn't sound logical to me, sir.
Well, at the time I had the cash on me. And the only reason why I didn't get a receipt was because I was living with her. She was seeing my father.
Did he ever give you cash?
No, ma'am.
He did not.
No, ma'am.
Okay, return this to him. Yes.
He did give her cash, Your Honor.
No.
And I've given her a lot of cash even since then.
No, I believe.
A couple of times I didn't ask for receipts. Then at the very last, she started writing me receipts. I didn't bring them with me, but she did write me some receipts.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
She stole her car out of a shopping center before Christmas, and I got blamed for the car.
This is getting fascinating.
And later today,
I did see a cat, and I saw them, running after the cat, and I did see a cat.
I'm not sure I believe that you saw a cat.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Sandra Trevino says 26-year-old tow truck operator Dustin Reeder used her credit card and didn't repay her. Dustin says he paid her back in cash.
Ms. Trevino, why are you suing him now?
Because they were going through some bad times, and he didn't have any money. He went to jail for a couple months. The kids were trying to run the business, and they weren't making ends meet. And I was actually helping them keep the business going while he was. And
What kind of business?
Towing business.
Automobile towing?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you incarcerated for a period of time, sir?
Yes, I was.
For how long?
I was actually in jail for 45 days
For what?
because she had stole her car and I got blamed for it.
You're a lying sack.
That's right. She stole her car out of a shopping center before Christmas, and I got blamed for the car, and I didn't involve her in it. I took the heat because my lawyer advised me to take the heat, so I took it.
Explain. No, this is getting fascinating. This is much.
Hey, it's the truth. You can check it out with the courts.
Well, you can't check it out with the courts. If you pled guilty, sir, and served 45 days, then you pled guilty to something. Explain to me, she stole a car.
That's right.
Out of a parking lot.
That's right.
How did you get involved with it?
Well, when I first met Mrs. Trevino,
You tried selling it to cop.
she didn't have a car. She had problems with her car. I gave her the money to go out and put a down payment on a new car. When we started squabbling, she couldn't make the payments. So then she decided, it was insured, she decided that she would take it and collect the insurance off of it, which she did.
You're a pathological liar.
What do you, just a second.
The car,
Pathological.
you didn't collect insurance?
Ms. Trevino, shh. Go ahead.
The car,
So she reported the car stolen.
that's right.
Ah, it's coming together. She reported the car stolen, and then the plan was for her to go out and sell the car once she got the insurance money for it. Is that right? Am I right?
You're close.
Well, tell me where I'm off. Tell me where I'm off.
Anyway, as it turned out, I got caught with the car
How did you get caught with the car?
because somebody had did some work on it, brought it back,
You mean did some work on it to sort of
changed the VIN
change
numbers.
the VIN numbers?
Changed the VIN numbers. Brought it back. I got caught with it. Okay? And like I said, at that time, I never brought it up. I never one time said anything about it to the law or anything. I just went to jail for it.
Well, you knew that there
And
was you
believe me,
knew the
believe me, I wish
scenario,
I
so you
hadn't.
weren't blameless, sir, right?
I was partly to blame because I got caught with it.
What do you do for a living, sir?
I drive a tow truck.
Your father's tow truck?
Yes.
Did you graduate from high school?
Yes.
These tools that you bought from Sears, what did you need them for?
I like to work on cars.
Sounds to me, with the exception of this young man, these people all deserve each other. Well, I'm going to give you credit, sir, for the following. I believe that you gave her checks towards the Sears bill of $1,100 in the amount of $500, leaving a total of $600 left. Now, I want you to look in my eyes and tell me whether you gave her an additional $600 in cash.
Yes, ma'am, I did. In 2 installments. I have given her $600 in cash for the tool bill.
For the tools.
Yes, on the
You gave
Sears
her
charge.
extra money for rent
Yes, I was paying her $200 a month for rent.
in addition to the tools. Is that right?
Yes, every month I stayed there, I gave her $200 a month.
Ms. Trevino, I believe him. This young man, I believe. I don't know if I believe either of you two people, but I believe him that he paid you. This lawsuit is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Pathological liars. They're known liars. That's all they do is lie.
And now the next case.
Parties on Brown versus Silberg. Step forward.
32-year-old retail manager Paul Brown is suing his building manager, Greg Silberg, 52, because his dog fell off the roof when a cat frightened it.
Mr. Silberg, are you the owner of this building in question?
No,
or are you
I'm the owner of the management company.
Okay. And this is a 3-story building.
Correct.
You, sir, live in that building?
Yes.
And how long have you lived there?
I lived there approximately about 9 months.
And you have a dog?
Yes.
That dog?
I have 2 dogs.
But that's the dog in question?
Correct.
You were going into your building?
Actually, I was going to walk my dog on the, and I was going to visit a friend on the 3rd floor. And
In the building?
In the building.
And your dog did not have a leash on?
They both had leashes on them. I took them in the elevator, walked up to the 3rd floor. I went to knock on my friend's door on the 3rd floor, which is right around the corner from the sun deck. And I had both dogs in one hand, on my left hand, and they saw a cat. This is late at night, about 10:30 at night. They saw a cat. They got loose. As I was running up the stairs, the dogs already were up on the patio or the sun deck, and that one fell. He was down below, and that was it. I mean...
Just a second. Did you see the cat, sir?
yes,
Look at me.
Yes.
Did you see a cat?
Yes, I did. I saw a cat.
Late at night.
That's how they darted out of my hand.
Late at night, you're ringing a bell.
Knocking on the door, correct.
Knocking at a door, right? Like this.
Correct.
Where was the cat?
The cat was to the left, going up to the sun deck.
I'm not sure I believe that you saw a cat. That's first. I do believe that your dog ran up to the sun deck. Fell off. Right?
Right.
And you're suing him for $5,000.
Correct.
Tell me why.
Well,
because that's the dog. The dog is here.
Right. First of all, I have pictures before and after, what the sun deck looked like before and after, and as well as the medical bills, which ranged into approximately about $1,300, $1,400. And for my dog's a championship dog, and I was actually going to breed him. I have papers on him, and as well as I have the notice from the city of West Hollywood saying that that sun deck was not properly permitted, and if they had the proper railing on that sun deck, my dog would have never fell. And that's why I'm suing him for $5,000.
Mm-hmm. I'll see all of his pictures.
And this is the medical bill. And I also have a letter from the doctor stating the condition of the dog.
Just a minute. Who found the dog?
Phil found the dog. He was downstairs waiting for me.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Can I say something?
Do you feel as if you must, sir?
You've kind of said it all, to be honest.
Then why don't you just be quiet?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Paul Brown is suing building manager Greg Silberg because his dog fell off the roof. Mr. Silberg says the dog should have been on a leash.
Describe the dog when you found him.
Well, I was standing outside, and I heard the loud noise, him hitting the concrete. When I found him, he was unconscious, tongue hanging out of his mouth. He was bleeding from his mouth. I went and grabbed a towel, picked him up. He was stiff. I didn't even know if he was alive anymore. And then I found a pulse. I took him into the apartment, found a pulse, called the veterinarian hospital, and we drove him immediately to the hospital. He was unconscious for a couple days.
Mm-hmm. When you found the dog that night, and I want you to think very carefully, sir, did the dog have a leash?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Because I found the dog.
A couple of things. I don't understand how this dog got away from you if you were holding both dogs in your hand with the leash.
I had them both on one hand as I was knocking on the door of the third floor. And I did see a cat, and I saw them, running after the cat, and I did see a cat. And he went off, the other dog, because I called them both.
Well, just a second.
Both their names.
So what you're telling me is you had both dogs
in my left hand, correct.
one hand.
Right.
And you couldn't control holding on to the leashes of both dogs.
No, because actually when they saw the cat...
Well, the cat's
okay,
not his fault.
Okay, but, but the balcony's his fault.
Just a second.
He broke the law. The law, I mean, that balcony was not properly permitted. If that balcony was properly permitted, that dog would have never fell.
This is not a place that you didn't know about. You knew about this place. Now, I'm not saying he's not in some way responsible for not having it properly gated off. I looked at the gate that he put up there. Your dog can get through that gate.
Yeah, but if...
Just a second. If that's a proper gate that he put up afterwards, that little skinny dog can get through that gate and could have gotten through that gate that night. So could a cat.
Not running that fast.
What do you mean not running?
Not running. A dog cannot get through that gate. Those bars are approximately 4 inches apart. Now, if a dog's running at full speed, the dog cannot go through that gate.
You mean he'd have to stop and wiggle through?
He would have to stop.
Just
and
a second.
He would realize that no.
He would realize. The dog would realize.
He would realize that he would not be able to get through that gate going that fast. That's why the dog fell, because he was going so fast he didn't see the drop. That's why the dog fell. Now, if that gate was up there, the dog would have stopped.
This gate, sir, is not designed to keep out dogs and cats. It's designed to protect people. Dog and cat owners are responsible for taking care of their own pets.
Correct.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Just because there is an accident doesn't mean somebody has to pay you. That's not what the courts are about, sir. This is a people protector. And the fact that you suggest that a dog at full run couldn't go through there, that may be. Certainly, a cat can wiggle through here. Certainly, a small dog can get through here. The design
but not
of it...
at full speed.
I don't care whether it's full speed.
If it's chasing, if the dog's chasing a cat...
You're never going to get through to him. Never going to get through to him, sir. Not every injury results in an award of money. You are responsible for keeping control of your dog.
And he's responsible for keeping the railing. I mean,
yes, sir, and I will tell you something else. If somebody chased you up on the roof that evening and you fell off the 3rd floor because there was no adequate railing, you could sue him for a lot more than $5,000 because he is responsible, if you lived, and if you could breed, because that's what you're complaining about. But because there was no bar or gate there, that's not the reason your dog fell. Your dog fell because you dropped the leash. And your dog
but I didn't drop the leash, Your Honor. The dogs got away from me. I didn't drop the leash.
Mr. Brown, sir.
Can I say something?
Do you feel as if you must, sir?
You've kind of said it all, to be honest.
Then why don't you just be quiet?
Okay.
This lawsuit is dismissed.
Parties are excused. Step out, please.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And
forward, please.
35-year-old Major Castleberry is suing 39-year-old apartment manager Zachary Thomas for assault.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 361 on the calendar in the matter of Castleberry versus Thomas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen.
I'll wait for you, sir. You ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You are the apartment manager.
Yes, ma'am.
In a complex where the plaintiff lives, correct?
No, he doesn't live there.
He doesn't, did he live there?
No.
He was just visiting there.
He was just visiting.
And you were there visiting a couple that you say you take care of.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
And you claim he assaulted you.
That's correct.
You want to tell me how that came about?
Yes, ma'am. From point A to point Z, I was actually I was visiting Mr. Bob Miller here, and actually I went to the store for him, and I came back. While at the store, I met a young lady, asked me to give her a ride, you know, up the way towards where we live, where actually Bob lived. And
where do you live?
I live in Emeryville. I used to live next door to Bob Miller for 11 and a half years before I moved.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. And as me and this, the young lady I gave a ride, you know, up to where Bob lived, we were sitting out in front of the apartment complex, and we're just sitting there talking. And you know, I acknowledged Zach was on the first level there, and Zach says, I spoke to him. How you doing, Zach? We never had a problem prior to this.
So you knew him from before?
Yes, ma'am. I've known him since I've lived there. I used to be the manager of the building adjacent to his. And so Zach came to the vehicle and says, "Hey, man, you know, what are you guys doing sitting in front of the apartment complex? Don't you know, people get shot for sitting in front of, the apartment complex." So Zach proceeded up the stairs, and I thought about what he said, and I told the young lady, I said, "Hey, well, let's go up, to Bob's apartment, right?"
To Bob's apartment?
Yes, ma'am, Mr. Bob Miller. And so we goes into the apartment and sitting down talking, conversating. And 45 minutes later, there was a knock at the door. And so I go and answer the door, I ask who is it? He says, Zach. So I open the door to see, yeah, Zach, what is it? And then he, proceeded to push the door in, forcefully push it. I said, man, you can't do this, man. That's not right. You're out of line. And he, pushed me into the partition there, and he grabbed a plant, and he tried to hit me over the head with the plant, but the vase that the plant was in fell, hit the ground, so therefore he was left holding dirt in his hand. And also, he struck me upside the head, and I received damages from that.
What kind of damages?
I have like a scar tissue under my temple area here.
Did you go to the doctor?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a doctor's
Yes, ma'am, I
bill
have.
report?
Yes, I have.
Okay. So, what happened?
Okay, on July the 2nd, I normally make my rounds of my building, making sure the building is safe, making sure that nobody is hanging out in front of the building. Then I observed Major Castleberry sitting inside this car. I don't know, he was smoking something, and
What do you mean he was smoking something?
He was smoking something that I assume it was, like crack, because, he's a, abuser. And, and also, when they got out the car, the young lady got out and came to my building, and before she walked up the stairs, she had used the restroom right in front of my stairs.
You mean she just
used the restroom in front of my stairs.
You mean she urinated in front of your stairs?
Yes, ma'am.
She didn't use a restroom because it wasn't a restroom, it was the stairs.
It was the stairs, yes, ma'am. And
you saw this, sir?
Yes, ma'am. And this was around between 3:30 and 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning. Okay, and then when Major Castleberry proceeded up the stairs into the house, I didn't think nothing of it until he just opened up the door and just went in. And
so
then,
you were concerned that you didn't see him knock at the door or that you didn't see Bob let him in. He just opened the door and went in.
Right, he just, because he just opens the door and just walks in. I knocks on the door, he cracks the door. Then I observe that when he cracks the door, my concern is with Bob.
So what did you see when he opened the door crack, you mean?
I seen this naked woman standing up, getting her clothes off the floor.
Was that the same woman?
The same woman that he was in a car with.
Who you saw using your staircase as a bathroom?
Right.
Okay.
And then as she was standing in the middle of the room floor naked, and then I said, I want to talk to Bob. And then he go tell me that you're not going to talk to no one, and slam the door in my face. So I'm assuming that he just got upset because I disturbed whoever he about to do. When he slammed the door, I talked through the door. I said, I want to talk to Bob to make sure Bob know that you're in the house. Because I don't know if he let the door open for you, or I don't know that you just walked in. Because Bob always had people coming inside his house, drinking with him, and always leaving out with money of his after he passed out of drinking. I said, okay, if you want to open the door, I'll just go call the police, and then so I can see, is Bob okay?
So, did you do that?
Yes. And then the two couples came out, him and his girlfriend, came out the house, and they start arguing about 4 a.m. in the morning to top of their lungs. Then I was trying to come to them. I said, look, y'all can't be yelling in my building at no 4 a.m. in the morning.
And where was this taking place, this yelling and screaming?
Right outside, because they had stepped outside.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You take her up to the apartment with Bob passed out on the couch.
Well, Bob was actually asleep, you know.
He was in a deep sleep.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Major Castleberry is suing apartment manager Zachary Thomas for assault. Zachary claims Mr. Castleberry was causing problems in his building and was attempting to detain him until the police arrived.
This is outside the apartment, so how did he get hit in the head?
Okay, then after I went to trying to calm them down, and then the door was already open, so I seen Bob laying down, face down on the couch. So I went to the apartment to see was he okay. Major Castleberry came in and started shoving me, well, tried to shove me out the door. You know, I said, Major, you know, get your hands off of me. Then he kept on shoving me, kept on shoving me, kept on shoving me. And then I wouldn't budge. So I detained him against the wall and said, Major, be still until the police come. Then I heard footsteps coming up the stairs or down the stairs. So anyway, I heard footsteps. Then when I turned and looked to see who was that, when I turned back around, he had hit me in, somewhere in the cheek area, you know. He had struck me first in the cheek area. And then he struggled trying to get it loose, started trying to get it loose. Then as he kept on trying to get it loose, trying to hit me still, kept on trying to swing, that's when I countered and hit him to calm him down. Then after I hit him, did he come
Why
right?
did you pin him, sir? Mr. Thomas, I understand what you're saying, and I understand that you felt as if you were protecting the tenant or trying to make sure that the tenant was okay in your building.
Right.
What I don't understand is, sir, once you saw the tenant in your building, who you know, according to you, drinks, and you saw him, according to you, sort of passed out on the couch, right?
No, I didn't know he was passed out.
You saw him face down on the couch.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you saw. So you knew he was okay.
No.
Or as okay as he has been other times when you've seen him if you said, you know, he drinks, right?
Right.
So why did you try to detain this man?
Because he was swinging on me.
No, he wasn't swinging on you, sir, until you went into the apartment.
When I first came to the apartment, knocked on the door, like I said before, and then he refused to let me speak to my tenant.
He doesn't have to let you speak to your tenant, sir. You know that. I mean, I'm not faulting you. I think you were trying to do your job. I don't think there was anything malicious about your intent. I really don't. Except that because you had certain grounds to believe that the people who were going into that apartment were not wrapped too tight that evening. You know, you have a woman using a staircase as a bathroom.
That's a plain lie, Your Honor.
Mr. Castleberry?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing out sitting in the car 3:30 in the morning with this lady that you picked up at the store?
Obviously, Your Honor.
No. Look at my eyes, Mr. Castleberry.
Definitely. No
Mr.
problem.
Castleberry.
Yes, ma'am.
You said you met this lady when
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
going out to the store.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were going to the store to get what?
Well, I was going to the store.
Look here.
Oh, fine. I was going to the store for Bob to get him a bottle of liquor, actually.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were going to the liquor store, and at the liquor store you met this lady who needed a ride
Correct.
to where she lived.
Basically, no matter, she just actually wanted to ride up the street. She didn't ask me to take her home. She just asked me, you know, basically the conversation went like, you know, can I hang with you, right? I said, well.
At the liquor store where you went.
No, this.
You went to the liquor store.
This is not a liquor store. This is actually Walgreens, you know. And that's why I met the lady on the way out of the store, and she asked me.
So she asked you, the lady who you met coming out of Walgreens, said to you, can I hang with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Castleberry.
Yes, ma'am.
As much as I hate to admit it, sir, I wasn't born yesterday.
Okay, though. Well, that's the truth, Your Honor.
Now you, who I'm sure hadn't had anything to drink that night. Is that right?
I had some beers or what have you, but yet and still I wasn't...
What's the what have you?
Some beers.
It's a what have you that I'm interested in.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I had beers.
Uh-huh. Then you had some beers, and you went to get some more liquor for both you and Mr. Bob over here, who was passed out on the sofa. And you meet the young lady outside of Walgreens who wants to hang with you. And you take her up to the apartment with Bob passed out on the couch. So far, am I getting this picture right?
Well, Bob was actually asleep, you know.
He was in a deep sleep. Is that right, Bob?
No, it isn't.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There was no reason for him to be alarmed by him seeing me going there into Bob.
With the lady who had just urinated on the stairwell.
That's not true.
I believe it's true.
Okay, doke. Yes, ma'am.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Major Castleberry is suing apartment manager Zachary Thomas for assault. Zachary says Major may have been committing a crime and he wanted to hold him for the police.
This young lady, why did you bring her up to Bob's house?
Actually, it was actually, I don't know, no premeditated anything of that matter. It was no harm, no law broken. You know, I told her, yeah, sure, you can come on, and we just conversating, just talking. And also, Your Honor, it's people trying to make a mockery out of this situation. Yet and still, what happened to me basically shouldn't have happened at all. You know?
I absolutely agree with you,
yes,
sir.
Yes, ma'am. So that's the bottom line.
I absolutely agree that it shouldn't have happened to you.
Right.
He was trying to make sure that his tenant was safe because you have had no prior problems with this man.
Never. And Zachary
Just a second. You've had no prior problems with this man.
Never.
But he was concerned for the following reason. He was concerned because you were bringing a woman up to Bob's apartment, a woman who he had seen, and I absolutely believe him when he says that she was urinating in the hallway.
Oh, my God.
Absolutely believe it.
Okay.
Okay? Because, quite frankly, sir, I think that you may tell me that you were not intoxicated that evening, but I think that you and Bob had done a little drinking, if that's all you were doing. If that's all you were doing. So that you weren't in complete control of what was going on. Now, he may not have acted 100% appropriately. You understand that, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
But he says that you hit him first.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Well, he says that you hit him first, but then again, he was pinning you against a wall, a partition.
A partition wall.
A partition. So he put his hands on you, and I don't think he had any right to do that. I don't think he had any right to put his hands on you because what he came in and saw was two guys who were semi-inebriated, and according to him, with a naked woman in the apartment. Something that I would not necessarily encourage, but which is not a crime.
It's not true.
Listen, Mr. Castleberry, this whole scenario that evening doesn't sound totally kosher to me. You know what that means? Totally right. Because I don't know what you're bringing some lady that you just met off the street, whether it's at 10 o'clock at night or 3 o'clock in the morning, up to this man's house for. What do you don't know anything about her. You know? You're pretty well sauced, he's pretty well sauced. Everybody's sauced, and you bring a stranger up to the house that can clean him out and go into the bedroom where his 92-year-old mother is sleeping and slit her throat.
No.
You know, I mean, all that is possible. This is somebody that you didn't know.
May I actually say something,
Yeah,
Your Honor?
Sure.
Thank you very much. Actually, Your Honor, none of this, Zach have known me since 1985. I've never been in jail, never been in no trouble, or nothing of that matter, period. And he know that, hey, there was no reason for him to be alarmed by him seeing me go in there into Bob.
With the lady who had just urinated on the stairwell.
That's not true.
I believe it's true.
Okay, doke. Yes, ma'am.
I believe it's true.
Okay, doke.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The reason I put my hands on him, because he put his hands on me first, shoving me out the apartment.
You had no business being in the apartment after you saw that he was in the apartment still breathing.
Okay.
Except that this woman, but the woman, according to you, was outside, right? At the time when this took place, the woman was outside the apartment, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I mean, I understand your concern, Mr. Thomas.
If there was an arrest there, at the same time.
A what?
The police did arrest the woman.
For what?
For being intoxicated, wouldn't shut up, and wouldn't listen to reason. The police handcuffed her and took her to jail.
Interesting. They took her away in handcuffs?
He's lying.
No. No, he's not.
All right. Okay.
No, he's not.
All right.
He's not lying. Mr. Castleberry, you
Yes,
have to
ma'am.
use better judgment, sir, if you have better judgment, because if this man gives you access to his apartment, you have to exercise better judgment about who you permit into the apartment. Now, you're suing him for $4,000, Mr. Thomas. No way. No way. And I do believe that you did, in fact, hit him before he hit you. I also believe, however, that Mr. Thomas, sir, overreacted in the situation by not leaving the apartment once you saw that he was okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, you're both a little bit wrong.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Now, it says here that you had a little bit of a knot on your head, right?
Yes, ma'am. That's what it says.
That's what it says. So I have some other questions for you. Are you employed, sir?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Who do you work for?
I'm a government painter.
A what?
A government painter.
So you work full-time for the government or part-time?
Full-time.
Did you miss any work?
Just
over here, sir.
Just the days that I had to go, and I consulted an attorney, and I also went to the doctor.
It's not what I'm asking you, sir. After this incident,
Yes,
not the
I
days
did.
you took off to go to see a lawyer, or not the days that you took off after you consulted with the lawyer to go to a doctor. Because that's about what happened, right? First you went to see a lawyer, and then the lawyer sent you to a doctor, correct?
That is correct.
See how smart I am? See, if you're really hurt, you go to the doctor before you go to the lawyer. That's what happens when you're really hurt.
Okay.
When you're not really hurt, first you go to the lawyer, and then the lawyer sends you to a doctor.
May I say something, please?
Sounds right to me, Judy.
So, Mr. Castleberry, I am awarding you damages, sir, in the amount of $1. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Thank you.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge...
Forward, please.
43-year-old Dorothy Walters says photographer Ron Rice ruined her 25th wedding anniversary because he was unprofessional, danced with the guests, and took bad pictures.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 355 on the calendar. A matter of Walters versus Rice. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
You're the photographer.
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Mrs. Walters, you hired the defendant because you and your husband were celebrating your 25th wedding anniversary.
Yes, that's right.
It's lovely.
Thank you.
What kind of party were you having?
We rented the Marina Hornblower yacht, and we were having a celebration cruise for our family and our friends.
How many people?
60.
How did you find him?
Through an ad in the newspaper in the Daily Breeze, right here, under wedding photography.
Okay, can I see it?
Run.
So you hired him. Tell me about the agreement that you made with him.
I searched for a photographer, and then I saw that ad, and I said, well, let me go check this guy's work out, because I wanted special double effects and photography. And when I went to his home to look at his work, it was exceptional. I mean, it was knocked down. It was just so great work. This work was really good. And so without a doubt, I wrote him a check, and I hired him.
Was it a deposit, or was it...
I gave him a $200 deposit, and 2 weeks later I paid him the rest in full in advance, before the wedding.
What was the whole price? For the
$752.33, my contract.
And that was to include what?
That was to include him to come to my home 2.5 hours, and that was to include a bridal album with 8x. The pictures that he showed me of our 25th wedding anniversary, were horrible. I cried. I was devastated. I mean, these pictures were horrible. The pictures that he showed me that of our 25th wedding anniversary were horrible. I cried. I was devastated. I mean, these pictures were horrible. My friends took pictures with their regular cameras. Look at my pictures that they took with their regular cameras compared to the professional pictures that he took. I mean, it was horrible.
I will look at both.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happened?
I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea.
Well, you indicate in your complaint that his behavior at this function was...
Sister all day.
I did.
and said all kinds of... I have it on video. I have the video right here. You can see it. I have him dancing, doing the Macarena, eating with my guests, not taking pictures. He poured a beer over the top of her head, made her dress see-through. I have it on video.
I would really like to see that.
I wish I was there too.
May I show you who he is on the video?
Yeah, just let...
I wear many hats, Your Honor. Photographer, comedian, dancer, pouring beer.
I hired you to be a photographer, not to be...
Listen to me. Don't answer him.
Here he is, Your
You're
Honor.
right, Your Honor.
Here he is, doing the Macarena, right there. And I have notes, there he is, doing the Macarena there in your courtroom.
Okay.
It moves me.
There he
I like
is.
Needs a little work. I want to see the beer.
Other than this Macarena, is there anything else on this tape?
It just shows Leona having the beer on her head. It didn't show him actually doing it, but you could hear him.
Well, let me see. How much into the tape is that?
It's a little bit farther.
Would you speed it up, please, Bird? Mr. Rice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Why did you pour a beer over this lady?
Well, I haven't seen that part yet, Your Honor. I don't believe I did.
Yes, you did. I mean, you're my
Miss Walters.
Sure.
Don't talk to him. I'm talking to him now.
Absolutely sure.
She's going to tell me, this lady, if I ask her to stand up, which I will.
Yeah.
Stand up now.
Stand up.
You're her sister?
Yes.
Did he pour a beer on you at this function?
Yes, he did.
What did he say?
I was dancing, and he says, "You need to be cooled off," and he threw the beer on top of my head. And I had a satin dress on, and it clinged to me, and it was see-through, and I was really, really embarrassed.
Okay, sit down. Mr. Rice.
It sounds like a fun thing to do under circumstances, but I was hired in a professional position and a capacity, and that's exactly what I did. I have on the...
Just a second.
Yes, ma'am.
I've made 4 or 5 weddings in my time. Hired a lot of photographers for other kinds of functions.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a photographer dancing with my guests. I never had a photographer coming and eating with my guests. I never had a photographer pouring anything over one of my guests. Otherwise, that photographer would have been brought out of the function in a box.
Yes, I agree.
Now, you did that. You were dancing with the guests, no jacket on, and, sir, I didn't see you with a camera slung around your shoulder.
This was after, this was
Yes.
after all the ceremonial events were done, because the wedding was during the day.
I heard you for the whole time.
Do I look like I need help?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And so I was finished.
Just a second. What do you mean you were finished?
I was finished with all the ceremonial events. They were partying, and they were partiers.
How many rolls of film did you take, sir?
Approximately 250.
How many rolls?
No way.
Four, 220, medium format.
How many rolls of film?
2 rolls of 12 exposure, which was 24 prints, and then 4 at 24.
So altogether you had how many pictures?
4 times 24 times 20. Me and my math. Probably 150, approximately.
96 and 24 is 120. Okay. So you had 120 pictures. Let me see them.
The irony of this thing.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
That's 99% of the profession, is being able to mesh and flow and get into the party mood.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dorothy Walters is suing photographer Ron Rice for taking bad pictures and being unprofessional at her 25th wedding anniversary. He says the pictures are good and that he was just enjoying himself.
120 pictures. Let me
Right.
see them.
The irony of this thing is I saw her, she didn't want, I was supposed to give her the 5x5
Just
proof.
a second.
She didn't even want them.
Listen to
I
me.
mean,
You
hello?
Mr. Rice,
to me.
Miss Walters.
Okay, he wouldn't.
Miss Walters. Where are the 120
In
prints?
the trash.
Okay, who put them in the trash?
2 weeks ago, before she served me the notice, I said, look, here's Barbara's.
I'm Dorothy.
Dorothy.
Just a second.
Whomever. Dorothy, I'm sorry.
So the answer is you don't have them. You threw them away.
I have the negatives.
Just a second.
I was going to.
You have the negatives of 120 pictures? Let me have them.
All right. All right, yes, sir. Shall I?
Oh, don't come too close to me, Mr. Rice.
And here's Your Honor, would you want to show
Just a
me?
minute. What's the difference between these and these, sir?
Print quality and definition. One's 2 1/4 format. Those are 35 millimeter format. The other one is 6 by 6 millimeter. Those are table shots. So you want to do a wedding, all the ceremonial events, all the romantics, anything that has to do with, the principles of the wedding party
Yeah.
are shot with the 2 1/4, the format.
And this is 2 1/4?
No, that's 35 millimeter. That's where table shots, guest shots.
There are no table shots here, sir.
Maybe, can I see them?
No.
Okay.
And all these negatives are the negatives, right?
Those are the negatives of, yes.
Bird, would you count up these?
Sure.
These negatives?
No problem.
Thank you. I just want to know how many there are, because she says that
Look, make sure there are
limited
ours,
number
too.
of rows. Now let me take a look at the pictures.
Okay, Bert. These are the ones he took. Here's the identical pictures that the guests took.
With the polarizer.
No, this is with
who's the
no,
professional
it's not.
here?
Hey,
Yeah, who's the professional? Look at those papers.
One, two, three, and then you're both out of here. Do you understand? And if you're out of here, you lose. Do you understand? Now, these are the ones your guests took.
Yes.
And these are the ones that you're complaining about that he took.
Yes.
Are these the only pictures that you were given by him?
No, I was given another book.
Where
and
is it? Where are the-
You have it. You wouldn't give it to me.
Where are the 30?
What words didn't you both understand? Don't talk to each other. I don't like to have to raise my voice. I want to see the photographs that he took at your house. Do you have those?
No.
You didn't bring...
Don't speak.
Your Honor, he took them. He would not give them back to me because I said these are unacceptable. And he took them. He wouldn't give them back to me.
Just a second. So are you telling me that these are
That's
the only
pictures I have.
Can I finish my
Okay.
question?
I'm sorry.
Are these the only pictures that you have of your wedding anniversary
That he
party?
took. Yes.
That he took?
Yes, they are.
She just perjured herself.
You just threw
Shut
the
up!
book away. He threw the book away. That's what he told you. Okay, I'm sorry.
Show me, sir, what you say she has in addition to these.
She has 34 8x10s that she ordered from the prints.
Show me the order with her signature on it.
Right here?
Good. Can I see it, please?
She got her plan. I mean, it's a very flexible plan. She got plan 3.
Sir,
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
stop talking. This is the contract. This is not her order.
Absolutely right.
Show.
I'm sorry.
Don't say you're sorry. Just be quiet. This is not an order. This is the contract.
Is it like a price list or anything in there like that other than just the negatives?
How many were there, Bird?
70, Judge.
All right. Now listen to me, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Listen carefully. There are 70 negatives here. 70. Right. You wouldn't dispute that with Bird, would you?
Oh,
No.
Bert.
Now,
Not Bert.
this is...
It's probably a 36 roll, Your Honor. But,
So altogether, you took 106 pictures, not 150.
well, actually, with the 70 pictures, it was more than enough because what she had ordered was just those elect, professionally looking, beautiful few, if I may add.
Mr. Rice, I asked you a question, and you will not deflect me with your palaver. Where is her order for these 8x10s that you just told me about?
What, I mean, they're right there. They're right on those MAC cards.
Well, show me her signature on those things,
No, there's
sir.
no signature. The
Show
contract.
Officer Bird. Give him the whole envelope, Bird, please.
Help. Okay. There was no album. She ordered $252 worth taxed away. I mean, she ordered. Where are the 10x10s?
You have them.
Where are they? I mean, you have them.
All
Where
right,
are
now,
they?
let me tell you what happens
like,
when
where
you
are
don't listen 4 times. 4 times you don't listen.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
It's wearing hats, not just being a professional, being stuffy.
Oh my God.
You have to have personality. You have to go on with a smile.
And later today,
If I give you $200, you have to give me the camcorder back.
No, I don't have to. It's mine. It's mine. It belongs to
You're
me.
full of it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dorothy Walters wants the money back she paid photographer Ron Rice because she says the pictures were unprofessional.
Mr. Rice,
Yes, ma'am.
I find that based upon what I've seen in the photographs, what I've heard today, that your conduct on the day of this anniversary party was less than professional and certainly less than what Miss Walters bargained for when she retained you. So, you're going to refund to her $752.33 because of you, she doesn't have what she bargained for, which was a professional photographer who behaved in a professional manner, who furnished her professional pictures. And in addition, since you told me that the proofs that you gave her, you took and threw in the garbage, which means that you certainly didn't want them, Miss Walters, I'm giving you all the negatives.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh,
That's
thank
all.
you.
They're no good anyway.
They're no good. You said they were professional
I mean, you
photography
don't want 'em.
pictures.
Bodies are excused. You may step
You
out.
said they were good.
Bodies are excused. You may
Here, I'll
step
throw them in
out.
the
They're
trash.
no good.
Step
Yeah,
out the
they're
back
no
door to your
good.
right.
It's wearing hats, not just being a professional, being stuffy.
Oh my God.
99% of the profession is being able to mesh and flow and get into the party mood. Give me a kiss.
ruined-
Give me a hug. Come on.
He's nuts.
I'll give him a
He's
hug.
nuts.
Whoa.
He's nuts.
Well, I mean, it's like I was
Thank you,
born that
Judge.
way. What's your excuse?
And now the next case.
Parties on Hill versus Mathis. Step forward, please.
32-year-old Robin Hill is suing her former sister-in-law, Teresa Mathis, age 36, because she won't return her video camera.
Do I understand this correctly, that you two ladies are sister-in-laws or in some way related? Still sister-in-laws?
I'm unsure of it. They got divorced. I don't know.
You divorced?
Right.
From her brother?
Yes.
So you're former sister-in-laws?
Correct.
And let me understand this. You needed $200 for some sort of move a couple of years ago.
Right.
You asked your sister-in-law, who I assume was then still married to your brother,
Correct.
for the $200. According to you, she lent you the $200, and you gave her your camcorder.
Correct.
As sort of insurance for the repayment of this loan.
Right.
Now you're suing her because you say you went back and retrieved the camcorder and it's broken.
Right.
And the camcorder, you paid how much for?
It was on sale. We paid roughly $900,
So you're suing her for $500.
which would be about replacement cost of it.
And you say nothing could be farther from the truth, that you bought the camcorder.
I purchased the camera because she was going to Oklahoma for $200, and I told her that if she got the money back, as soon as she got it, that I would sell it back to her if she wanted. And
For the
that's it.
$200?
Right, right.
Okay. How did you get the camcorder back?
She asked me to house sit for her while they were in Oklahoma with bicycle races for their son. And a friend of mine had asked me to film
How
some
long
stuff.
ago was this?
This was November of last year.
So November of last year, when you were house sitting, you got your camcorder back.
Well, I went to borrow it to use it to film some stuff, and it didn't work. So I went to put it in a shop. They had a fit and told me, though, they wanted to get it fixed. I said, fine. so I gave it back to them to get it fixed. And I was more than willing to give them their money back, and if it was my fault that it was broke, then I would have paid for it. But it was working when they got it, and I don't think I should have to pay for it to be fixed.
Did you give her back the $200?
I've offered it to her.
Just a second. No. Did you give her back the $200?
She refused it.
No, that's not true.
That is true.
It's not true.
That is true.
When I asked for the money, she didn't have it. She never had the money. The only reason she came to my house and took the camera while we were gone out of my closet was because she needed money and she wanted to sell it, and then had planned to pay me after she sold the camera. When I purchased the camera, it was working, just not properly. You can see by the film that I brought that it has lines in it. And that was in April of '95 at a national that we went to, my son's bike races.
Whatever, so you went and you had it fixed.
When I got the money, because I was single, my ex-husband and I were divorced, I have 3 children and a large house payment, so when I did get the money, which was in March, I said, this is terrible, you know, I have this camera, I can't even use it, it doesn't work right, so I took it down. Her aunt was with me also at the races when I purchased the camera, and it kept shutting off. She was standing beside me, and we were taping our children.
All right, if you don't have to go into a whole long thing, it's not a very difficult case.
Okay.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
Ms. Hill.
Yes.
If I believe your story, she lent you $200, you gave her the camera until you paid her back the $200.
Correct.
You never paid her back the $200. Where's the camera now?
She still has the camera.
I've never lost the camera.
Perfect.
I still have it.
Camera's yours.
Right.
When she gives you back the $200, you just listen to me.
Okay,
when she gives you back the $200, you'll give her back the camera. Right now, you didn't give her back the $200, so the camera's hers. That's very simple.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Good. That's all. Case is dismissed.
All right, sir, excuse you. May step out.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I've got notarized statement saying it was working.
It worked, but it didn't work right.
That's not my fault.
Well, it's not my fault. You hauled it in your car all the way to Oklahoma since 1991, all over the place. That's what happened.
Well, that's not my fault. If I give you $200, you have to give me the camcorder back.
No, I don't have to. It's mine. It's mine. It belongs to
You're
me.
You're full of it.
Continue in a moment. And on the next, 20-year-old Emily Sievertson says her ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Lance Lunzinski, owes her money he borrowed before they broke up. Lance says the money was a gift.
Order. All rise. Quiet in the courtroom, please. All rise. Yeah, this is case number 379 on the calendar in the matter of Sievertson versus Lusinski. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir. Ma'am, have a seat.
Why would you give him your credit card?
I didn't give him my credit card. I purchased things for him on my credit card because we were in a relationship for a long time, and he said that he was going to pay me back.
Did you live together?
No.
So you dated?
Mm-hmm.
Over what period of time?
About 8 months.
And tell me about the first time that you started putting things on your credit card.
I guess we went to the mall, and he wanted to get, I think it was Sony PlayStation was the first thing that I got him.
What's a Sony PlayStation?
It's a video game system, and I got that for him because he said he really wanted it, and he said, you know, he couldn't come up with all the money at one time, so if I put on my credit card, he could come up with the monthly payments.
Mr. Lunzinski, does that sound familiar to you?
No, Your Honor.
You remember this video game?
I never asked for anything. They were gifts.
Tell me about being at the mall, sir.
I went to the mall. She surprised me, talking about she wasn't going to tell me anything what we were going to do at the mall. But, you know, she had all that inside of her, what she wanted to, you know, buy me. So we went out. She bought me a Sony PlayStation. She took it in her responsibility to where she wanted to go out, you know. I mean, they're gifts. I didn't ask her to buy them. She knew that I wanted them.
I just asked you about one thing, sir. And you go and give me a whole song and dance. You ever hear the expression, me think the gentleman protests too much? Did you ever hear that? Charles Schultz didn't say that. What next, madam?
The car, my car. I was out of town on a business trip with my father, and my car was parked at his house. And I did mention that I did want to sell my car, but I needed to get at least $900 for it because I still owed that money on it. So he I guess someone was driving by his house and said that they wanted to buy it, and so Lance sold the car to this guy that I didn't even know for, he said $1,000. So I said, okay, that's fine, you know, I'll do everything when I get back. So then
what happened?
Nothing happened with that. I kept calling him, and the guy that bought the car changed.
How could he buy a car without you signing over your
That's
certificate?
what I don't...
How could somebody buy a car without you signing over the certificate of title?
I don't know.
Where's the certificate of title for your car?
It wasn't in my name because I was going to get the title when I finished paying it off. So I have...
Whose name was it in?
In the person I bought it from, Dolores.
So the car wasn't in your name?
Right, because I needed to finish paying it off.
How did you sell a car that belonged to Dolores?
Well, if I can say one thing,
No. Answer my question.
How did I sell a car?
How do you sell a car to somebody that
No, that's a good
belonged
question. That's something
to
that,
Dolores?
Your Honor, I haven't figured out for the last 4 months. You know, the guy wanted to buy the car. He came to look at the car. I got a hold of her. She wanted to sell the car. But and the guy was supposed to give me $600, which I couldn't get $600 for the car. So the car had so many problems, you know, even though, I mean, I did something...
How do you sell a car without a certificate of title? You mean he just gave you money and he took the car? How's he going to register a car without a certificate of title?
I don't know, less paperwork is in the car, Your Honor.
It has to be signed, sir.
Yeah, I know, Your Honor.
Madam, go to the police.
I'm in the process of doing that.
Go to the police. Don't tell me about this car. I think you two people are both whacked up. I really do. It's suggests to me that you're both a little off. You go to the police, and you have the police get the car back. Did you get any money for it?
Didn't you get any money for the car?
What word didn't you understand, sir? Did
Yeah, I
you
got
get
money,
any
and
money for
I
the
got
car?
money from the guy that bought the car, and I handed her $400. That's the only amount that he gave me that was affordable for him, even though he had to pay $600, which he was supposed to pay $200 more. And next thing you know, the car's in his name. And I'm not God. I don't know how he did that.
Did he give you
I don't
any
have a
money?
crystal ball.
Just a minute. Did he give you any money?
He gave me $400. And then I gave it back to him.
What?
Then I let him borrow it.
Borrow it?
When did you let him borrow it?
I'm not sure. It was for car payments and groceries and stuff that he wanted because he said he was going to pay me back. You know, I admit that I was an idiot, and I know this.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You would throw temper tantrums in the mall, and I was scared of you, so I bought those things for you.
Oh, different story.
And later today,
It's not her fault that your father violated his parole and served 6 months. She doesn't have to support you, sir. She's got enough trouble of her own.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 20-year-old Emily Siebertson says her ex-boyfriend, 26-year-old Lance Lunzinski, owes her money he borrowed before they broke up. Lance says the money was a gift.
So far, the only thing that you told me you bought for him, madam, that he said he would repay was this Nintendo game or whatever else it is.
Yeah.
What
and
else did you
some
buy?
Games, a shaver, clothes, shoes, and money for the car payment, groceries, and...
For him?
Yeah. He said he didn't have any money, so I was helping him out because we were in a relationship. I trusted him. I cared about him.
I mean, Your Honor, we were in a relationship. We loved each other. We cared about each other. I didn't love her where she didn't think inside I loved her the way that I should have loved her. She loved me more. She gave way too much in a relationship. She gave way too fast. You know, I haven't got stuff like that since I was a little kid from my mom bringing me stuff like that.
That's
you know,
because
now I'm
if
here.
I didn't get you things, you would throw a temper tantrum and you would either
That's
beat me up
incorrect.
or you left me stranded at the mall if I didn't buy you those boots.
No,
you
I don't
know,
think so.
you would throw temper tantrums in the mall, and I was scared of you, so I bought those things for you. They were
Oh,
not
different
gifts.
story. Listen to me, madam. It's coming clear to me. He used you.
I know.
He used you. But this is a court. In a court, there has to be a contract. Because what you're really suing for is a breach of contract, that you had an oral contract with him, that you would allow him to make certain purchases on your credit card and he would pay the bills.
Right.
And he never made a payment on your credit card.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yes, he
Oh,
total.
Show me where he made a payment on your credit card.
I made her quite a few of them, to be honest with you.
You did?
And it's something that I didn't have to do. It's just,
Oh,
you know?
now it's coming nice. This is easier because then I could do the right thing, even though I thought
I mean,
that I
it wasn't
wasn't
money
able
that
to.
I owed. You know, it was $75 to go get a concert ticket, the Pink Floyd concert. They wanted to.
Oh, good. Oh, right. And you did make certain payments, sir.
It wasn't even payments. It's something that I gave. That's what my heart wanted to do. You know? I mean, it's only money. It's only a piece of paper.
How much does he still owe on the credit cards?
He paid $300. What was the?
It
was
$3,900.
$39.92.61 minus $300, I guess.
Now that includes $1,500, over $1,500 in ATM cash advances to him.
Right.
What was that for?
For when he needed tires for his car, and I did give him my ATM card.
Just a sec. I have a hook to hang my robe on because he did make certain payments, which acknowledges the fact that they were loans.
Right.
Okay. So because he used you, there's no question about that. However, I wouldn't say anything to me if I were you, sir. You have to prove to me that there was an understanding, clear contract when he said to you, I'm taking out this money and I will pay you back. Did that happen?
Yes.
That's
$1,573. I can't wash your mouth out with soap, sir, but I certainly can take care of it financially. You owe her $3,692.61. That's the most expensive curse word you're ever going to say. That's all.
Step out.
The back door to your right.
I fell for his scam. He's been doing it a lot more longer than I have, and you know, I cared for him. I cared for the family, you know, and I had a good time with you guys.
It wasn't a scam.
Versus Woodbridge. Step forward.
21-year-old student Matthew Mazur says his father's former live-in girlfriend, Pamela Woodbridge, illegally evicted him after his father went to jail.
How old are you, Mr. Mazur?
21.
When did you turn 21?
April 30th.
Now, in May of this past year, you were living with the defendant, correct? And you were living there with your father.
Yes.
And your father and the defendant were engaged to be married or living together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing with yourself in May, sir?
I was beginning to go to college at that time.
What do you mean beginning to go to college? Who begins to go to college in May?
No, I was going to go through summer courses.
That starts in June or July.
Well, registration's in May, though.
That's not a major effort, sir. That's not doing much, going to register for school. It's not necessarily a full-time job. What were you doing with yourself in May?
Nothing at that time.
What were you doing in April?
Well, nothing at that time either, ma'am.
Well, let's try March. What were you doing with yourself in March?
Nothing, preparing to go to school. I was...
You mean getting into the thinking mode? Is that what you're trying to tell me, Mr. Mazur? All right. All this has a purpose, sir. You're suing the defendant because in May, according to both of you, your father got arrested, taken off to jail, leaving you living with a perfect stranger. Right?
No, we lived together for 8 months prior to that.
8 months, a lifetime.
We were pretty close. Well, they went out for 2 years before that.
But you were living with them for 8 months.
Yeah.
And your father was, I assume, contributing to the household. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's a two-bedroom apartment.
Yes.
So after your father was arrested, you were still living there. You are suing her for $4,000. You say she illegally evicted you from the apartment, and she kept your furniture that you bought.
That's correct. It was bought for me by my father.
It was bought for you. You better get, before you go to college, you better brush up on your English. It was bought for you by your father. Now, what did you expect her to do, Mr. Mazur, when the person who was contributing to half the rent, I assume, half the utilities, is hauled off to jail, leaving her with a total biological stranger to support? Because you're on your way preparing yourself for college. What'd you expect her to do?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I got steroid psychosis because they tried to put me in remission. So I went crazy, and David kind of came into my life, and I didn't know he was a con artist.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Matthew Mazur claims his father's former live-in girlfriend, Pamela Woodbridge, illegally evicted him.
Who are you?
I'm his father.
Terrific. Step up here. Mr. Mazur, how did you expect this lady to take care of business?
I was taken into custody by the parole department based on some facts that the sheriff's department gave them, which
So
to
you were
date
on
they
parole?
never even filed on.
So you were taken into custody on parole violation.
Right.
Did you spend any time in jail, sir?
Yes, I did.
How much time?
6 months.
What arrangements did you make with the defendant to support the household while you were in jail?
None. It was paid for through the first of the following month, and I didn't anticipate staying in jail very long.
Okay. So she told you that you had to find another place to live because she needed a roommate who could afford to pay at least half the rent.
That's correct.
Sounds right to me.
He was on the lease.
Who put your name on the lease?
She did.
Did you put his name on the lease?
He's listed on the lease as a minor.
Let me ask you this question. How long were you living in this apartment?
I moved in on November 10th of 1996.
And when did he move in?
He moved in, I couldn't
At
put
the
him
same
on the
time.
lease. Right.
Shh. At the same time.
But I couldn't put him on the lease because David has been to prison 2 or 3 times for credit card fraud, and so his credit is ruined.
Now, this young man moved in with you later.
No, he did move in at the same time as
So you
well.
all moved into this apartment together?
Right.
Okay. Mr. Mazur, I assume you moved into this apartment and your arrangement was, because you told me that you did, that you were going to pay the expenses on the apartment. You paid the rent, you paid the utilities, correct? Right? That was your arrangement with this lady. Where had you lived before?
I had a house in Dana Point, and in 1995, I got multiple sclerosis, and my husband of 11 years divorced me. And anyway, to make a long story short, I got steroid psychosis because they tried to put me in remission. So I went crazy, and David kind of came into my life, and I didn't know he was a con artist. He has scammed me out of $180,000. And I have my credit report right here to show.
The question that I'm asking you, and that's all very interesting, is when you moved into this apartment, I assume your arrangement was, because you did it for some 6 months, that you would pay the bill, get hauled off to jail for 6 months, leaving her with the apartment. Nobody would get hauled off to jail for 6 months, leaving her with the apartment. Nobody to pay the rent.
Your
son.
That's where you're wrong. I had $5,000 in cash with me at the time I was arrested.
So what did you do with it?
Which was to pay her attorney to fight for the custody of her children. That money was taken, and I have this document, was taken in by the Department of Corrections and mailed to me the following day to the jail. For what purpose, I don't know. But I did have...
Did you get $5,000 from him?
No, his parole officer told me that David did have, I think she said $4,000, and she asked him, did he want her to give it to me, and he said no.
Just a minute. Do you have any proof to show me, Mr. Mazur, that you provided the defendant with $5,000 in order to cover the expenses of this apartment while you were away? Don't show me a lot of papers there. Show me where you turned over the money to the defendant to cover the expenses of the apartment.
The apartment part was, here it is right here, $2,993.
Let me see it.
And the sheriff's department kept it. They said they could not give it to her because
Just a minute. So the answer is she didn't get it.
Yes.
So what are you showing me this baloney for? She didn't get it. So what you're telling me is I should take your good intentions into consideration.
No, she rented it, but what? The rent was paid to the end of the following month.
All right. She doesn't have to keep your son there not working. Now, furniture. You had furniture?
Well, David had gone out and bought a futon for Matthew on my credit card. Well, it may have been a joint credit card.
Right.
David was doing credit card roulette, basically.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
He went out and bought a futon.
Right.
Is that the only piece of furniture that was bought specifically for Mr. Mazer Jr.?
Yes.
Okay. Now, there are other items. What other items, sir, do you say were bought by your father for you?
Not really any other furniture, just a couple tables and...
Tables? What
yeah,
tables?
just like end tables. And,
End tables? What end tables? Talk to me.
His mother took those.
What end tables?
They're just glass end tables, brass.
That your father bought for
Brass
his
and glass.
20-year-old son?
No, those were mine when I brought them there.
Okay, so where are they?
His mother took them. She came and picked up his things.
Except the futon.
Exactly.
Which you paid
Which
for.
I sold.
Which you sold.
Right.
And which was on your credit card.
Yes, ma'am.
Or on a joint credit card.
Right.
Which he wasn't paying from jail.
Right.
Good.
Excuse me, the insurance was paying for it. When she came down with MS, the insurance picked up all the bills. She virtually had no bills with the exception of the rent.
So just a minute. Why should she have any bills? That wasn't your arrangement. Mr. Mazer.
But
your
there is an
arrangement...
eviction process you go through in the state of California. You just don't throw somebody out and lock them out.
Where's his mother?
My mother, I can't live with her. She has cats, and I'm fatally allergic to them. So I can't live with my mother.
Your mother has cats, sir.
Yeah.
I have no more time. This lawsuit is nonsense. Case is dismissed. Who are you?
I was his girlfriend at the time, and he did have a job when he moved there.
I was invited by them to go to school. That's why I went there. And they didn't have the money at the time to pay for me to go to school.
Mr. Mazer, it's not her fault that your father violated his parole and served 6 months. She doesn't have to support you, sir. She's got enough trouble of her own.
That.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Out the back door to your
And
right.
on the next Judge Judy.
It was a cold thing what she did to me. She threw me on the streets knowing I had no place to go. I mean, it was a really hard thing for me to deal with. I had to come up with nothing. I mean, I had half my clothes, nothing else. That's all I had when she threw me on the streets.
Step forward, please.
25-year-old child caregiver Leslie Early claims she was wrongfully fired by Maxie and Tim Yates. The Yates say they won't pay her because she lied about her background as a convicted felon.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 372 on the calendar in the matter of Early versus Yates. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss Early, your complaint alleges that you were hired by the defendants to babysit for their child. Beautiful baby.
Thank
me. Look at that. Look at him.
Okay.
And that you did babysit for him for a week, and you were supposed to be paid $250. You were not paid.
Correct.
They have what they consider a very legitimate reason for not paying you. Tell me how you were hired by the defendants. How did they find you?
I called an ad that was listed in the Union Tribune, the paper, and we set up an interview, and I went to their house, and they met me and talked with me for a while and hired me that night, and I started work, I believe it was 2 days after that night.
Had you been working before?
I've worked before, but no, I was not working at the time.
Had you ever done childcare before?
Yes. I've never been paid for it, but my mother is a foster mom for newborn babies.
But you
so I
had
grew up.
not done childcare before?
No.
Okay. And the agreed salary was $250 a week?
No, it was $800 a month, but their $50 was what they figured. And then I let them $50 was what they figured. And then I reminded them about $7 that I spent of my own money on grocery food. I went grocery shopping.
But you did, in fact, stay with the baby for a week?
I stayed for a week and 2 days.
Okay, and when were you let go?
I was let go a week later, after I had worked the whole following Monday through Friday. The following Saturday, I got a phone call and I was let go.
From who made the phone call?
Maxie.
Can you tell me what that conversation was?
She called to let me go and said that she had her reasons, that it was very difficult for her to leave the baby alone while she was working, and that she needed to have surgery done, and that she wasn't going to be going back to work. And I was kind of upset by it because I, was happy working there, and I really enjoyed working for
them and for the little boy. I mean, he's adorable. And I asked, does it have anything to do with me? And I was told absolutely not, and that I should be a housekeeper, was the quote that she said, because she was very happy with the housework I did. I did a lot of housework. She asked me if I would like the check mailed to me or if I'd like to come pick it up, and I said I'd like to come pick it up. And they said that they had some errands to do and stuff and to call them later that day.
The check was not forthcoming, so I mean, I've read your statement, so I know that they, according to you, they kept promising that the check was in the mail. The check was never in the mail.
Never.
Ultimately, they told you they were not going to pay you.
In the end, 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, what did they tell you?
After phone calls of being promised my money was coming, I said, can I come over and pick up a check? And they said, well, we need to talk. She explained to me that she didn't think I did the job I was supposed to do, and that I was sleeping in their house, that I was taking showers in their house. All this is very untrue, and that they had a videotape of me. Started getting upset and started to cry. And he took the phone and said, what seems to be the problem? Started getting upset and started to cry. And he took the phone and said, what seems to be the problem? He talked with her. And Maxie proceeded to tell my boyfriend, Stefan, he talked with her. And Maxie proceeded to tell my boyfriend, Stefan, that I abused their baby, that, and then again that I was sleeping and showering. And
did you sleep in the house?
No.
Did you ever shower in the house?
No.
Okay. Now, you want to tell, so you were not paid?
No.
You want to tell me why?
I'm glad. Sure, her accounts are fairly accurate. She did come to work, as she stated. We had an interview with both my husband, myself, and I. Actually, Your Honor, if I could submit some information for evidence, I'd appreciate
What is it?
that. We had a background check run on Miss Early. We've got 12 pages worth of, she's got quite a criminal history. We asked her whether or not she had a criminal background. She stated to us that she did not. One of the requirements of employment was that she be fingerprinted, and we let her...
One of your requirements?
Correct,
Yes.
and that was to be done within the first 3 days of employment, and she never submitted the fingerprints. She did, however, and I have a copy of this, she submitted to us her driver's license, which is an alias name that she is using. She's got 12 pages worth of
I have no other
criminal
names.
background. She's a habitual felon. Much of her background is...
And you didn't get that information until when?
Actually, the Monday that she began, that she was alone with the child, we had gotten a report back from the investigators saying that the local check had cleared and that they didn't find anything on her, so we felt confident. And the Friday that we let her go, we got the out-of-state check, which was, we've got 12 pages worth of her history.
I'll look at that in a moment.
Okay.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I've had no other aliases. I've had no other names.
Not according to this, madam.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Leslie Early says Maxie and Tim Yates owe her for babysitting. The Yates claim that a secret videotape shows Leslie endangering their child.
You indicate in your answer that you had, in fact, set up a babysitting surveillance video.
Correct, yes.
And when did you start this video process?
We started that the Monday that she began by herself with the baby.
And did you view the video that night?
We did, yes.
Was there anything untoward on the video that night?
Well, on that evening, there were some things that we were slightly concerned about, but we thought that we could speak with her and without really letting her know, because why give it away and get a true effect of what she was doing.
So there was nothing on the video on Monday
not
that
so much
suggested
on
to you
Monday.
that you should immediately terminate her?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Now, on Tuesday, did you view the video?
On Tuesday, my husband had come home early.
The answer is either yes or no.
Yes, yes, in person and on the video.
Was there anything on the video on Tuesday that suggested that you had to terminate her employment on Tuesday?
We thought that we could speak with her and work through it.
Miss Early.
In retrospect,
Why don't you
I'm
have a
sorry.
seat with the baby, sir?
I'm sorry, Your Honor. In retrospect, I think I should have let her go on Tuesday.
You
yes.
Mr. Yates?
Yes.
He's absolutely adorable.
Right.
I cannot order him to be quiet. So if he wants to play, if he wants to, you can take him outside, sir. Miss Yates, you sound like a very intelligent person. If there was anything on that video that suggested to you that your child was in danger, you would not have gone to work on Tuesday or Wednesday. If you went
there
to work
were concerns. There were concerns.
Concerns
yes.
is different.
Yes.
because this is a question of paying her for the week even though you terminated her. So I'm trying to find the point in time. It's not Monday, and it wasn't Tuesday.
It was Wednesday.
All right. What happened on Wednesday?
On Wednesday, she had left the baby on the couch. He was at the point of sitting up and rolling over. She had left the room for a good 20 minutes. At that time, the baby was sitting up, rolling over, and going back and forth on the edge of the couch. My husband and I were watching this tape at the end of the day and just waiting for him to fall. Fortunately, he did not.
So this was on Wednesday?
That was on Wednesday.
Did you go to work on Thursday?
I did, ma'am. I was trying to maintain my job, yes.
Miss Yates?
I did.
You went to work on Thursday.
Correct.
And you left Miss Early with the baby on Thursday.
I had asked neighbors to stop in on her.
And nobody did.
Miss Yates, you went to work on Thursday?
I went to work on Thursday and Friday.
And you went to work on Friday.
Yes.
So, despite the fact that you saw things that were of concern to you on the tape, you still left your child alone with her. 5 days.
I regret having done it, but yes, I did.
And Your Honor, every day I was very concerned and asked how everything was, you know.
Miss Early.
And I was
Miss Early,
always
she's
told
entitled to
everything
hire
was
you,
fine.
and she's
Sure.
entitled to fire you.
Sure, I understand all that.
Good. So, that doesn't mean you don't have to pay her. Can I see the background check, please?
Please. And there's
Now,
a copy of her driver's license that she submitted. She's got a fake Social Security number that she submitted to us. The driver's license is with her fake AKA.
Who are you? You keep wanting to stand up. Who are you?
I am presently, she watches my daughter. She's watched my daughter for some time now. I don't believe when they said that they asked her and she said nothing, because I asked her and she told me that she had done some things when she was younger.
What do you mean she told you she did some things when she was younger? What does that mean?
She did some things when she was younger, living with her parents, that, you know, she went to court for. And
did you check on it?
No, I did not. I talked to her mother.
What do you mean you didn't check on it after she told you that?
I spoke to her mother in Florida.
I told her everything, so, you know, I wasn't holding back.
And how old is the child that she babysits for you?
My daughter's 5.
Okay. What is your name?
Valerie.
Valerie what?
McElroy.
Miss McElroy, all I can tell you is this. If I had a young child that I was leaving alone with someone, and if that person said to me, I do in fact have a criminal history.
That has nothing to do with children. Yes.
I would certainly do more than call her mother to find out what it was.
Well, I
That would
explained to her everything, that it was.
You're good at
and I
explaining.
was 18 years old, and it was, I don't regret what happened to me then. It was a wonderful learning experience.
Miss Early, you're not following what I'm saying. You're being defensive. What I'm saying to this parent of a young child is more prudent behavior, madam, would suggest to me that instead of calling her mother to find out what it was all about, you do your own background check to make sure that you have all the information. If you're leaving your most treasured possession with a stranger, then you do an independent background check. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so what you did was not enough. I mean, these things, I'm looking at the profile, and I see it is really true that that the most recent arrest that you have was back in 1991, correct?
December
Now, that's a
5th,
long time ago.
1990 was the only time I was arrested. December 5th, 1990, yes. And I've had no other aliases. I've had no other names. I've never had a married name. I've had that name all my life. And I have been arrested December 5th, 1990.
Not according to this, madam.
I know for a fact I'll never forget the day.
Well, there are arrests here, I will tell you, on December 7th, 1990, November 30th, 1990, November 13th, 1990.
I was only arrested on December 5th, maybe December 7th. I mean, that's, I thought I could, all these
February
years I've
19th
been...
of 91, forged check, past forged check.
I was still incarcerated in February for the same thing from December 5th, 1990.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
I got in trouble for drugs when I was 18.
And what else?
Prostitution? You are a liar.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Professional babysitter Leslie Early wants to be paid for her services. Maxie and Tim Yates refuse to pay because they say she lied about her criminal past.
Have you ever seen this personal profile?
No.
Well, I would suggest you take a look at it, because if it is incorrect, I suggest that what you do is you make sure that they fix it. But these things have a NICE. Listen to me. These things have a NICE number. They are clearly referred to you, and if somebody is making a mistake on all of these arrests, I suggest that you deal with it. But this is the information that they got. It certainly shows more than one arrest.
Okay.
Take a look at it.
Please.
Now.
Your Honor, may I say something more about that?
Yes.
There's also, more recently in 1986, there were also several
86 or 96?
I'm sorry, 96. Here in California, she had several traffic violations and had a suspended driver's license. One of our agreements was that she would drive the baby to doctor appointments. That was one of the agreements that we had as part of her being a nanny for our child, and obviously she committed to something that she couldn't
Miss Yates,
do.
you have a tape with you, I see.
That's correct.
What is that tape going to show me?
Well, what we had done is...
Just tell me what it's going to show me.
This particular tape, each day we had videotaped. The most dramatic tape was not on the final day that we fired her. I had informed her in the morning that the...
What? You're not answering my question. What is that
this
tape?
This shows her leaving the baby on the couch and saying, don't fall off, and she leaves the room. And it also shows her throwing the infant into the air.
Throwing the infant into the air in an anger or playfully?
Playfully, however, he's medically fragile. She knew that going into it. We explained to him he had major surgery 2.5 months before she took over his care.
But nothing that you're going to show me there indicates abusive behavior.
You're absolutely right.
Okay.
Because that had been, we had copied it over. And this just shows the vantage point that we had. It also had sound so that we could hear things that were going on through the house. There were some days, 2 days in particular, she let that baby cry, our child cry, for over 3 hours at one time. This is not feeding him.
What day? This
was on Wednesday and on Thursday. Thursday in particular was the worst day. She had asked to do our house.
Listen to me.
Okay.
Miss Yates. Every time a parent has to leave a young child, especially an infant, with a stranger, there are always trepidations because you're never sure about what's going to happen. You are absolutely entitled to hire and fire the caregiver of your choice, whether you have reason or whether you don't have reason. In this case, clearly, according to you, you had just cause to let her go. For the following reasons. You had tape and you weren't satisfied with her performance. And then subsequently, you received a background check which suggested to you that she was less than forthcoming with regard to what her background was. And even if you hadn't gotten this background check, according to you, you would have let her go. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Judge Judy is ready to rule.
However, Mrs. Yates, you did allow her to remain in your employ, and you went to work Tuesday after you saw the tape, Wednesday after you saw the tape, Thursday after you saw the tape, and Friday after you saw the tape. You went to work, and I assume you don't work for nothing, so you got paid, right? And you said to me, I didn't want to risk my job, right?
That's absolutely correct.
You have to pay her for the week she worked for you.
You know what,
if you had let her go on Monday night after you viewed the tape, she would have had absolutely no cause to complain, but the fact that you permitted her to stay with your baby for that entire week, despite the fact that you and your husband were coming home every night, right, sir? And watching the tape. It is unreasonable for you now to withhold her salary. Judgment is for the plaintiff in the amount of $250. Did she, in fact, buy food for you and lay out $7?
Yes, but we had agreed at $700 a month. She had miscalculated. She said $250 a week. It was actually $175 a week.
She called me to tell me that the amount was $250 on the phone. I didn't come up with that amount.
I'm awarding you $257.
That's fine.
Great.
I want to say something to you. Look at me. When you have a young child, you're supposed to be very cautious. And I'm not suggesting that Miss Early is not a good caretaker for children. I am not making that judgment here today. All I'm saying today in today's case is these people utilized her services for a week and they have to pay her. What I'm saying to you is you may be perfectly satisfied with her as a caregiver for your 5-year-old. You have to be more prudent in the process that you use for selecting a person. You're a parent and your primary responsibility has to be to your child. So whether it's this lady or some other lady in the future who's going to take care of your baby, do your own background check. You don't call her mother to find out if she's a nice person. I assume that you have somebody else taking care of your baby now?
My husband and I are taking care of him. We alternate.
That baby is absolutely delicious, so it may be worthwhile. Good luck. Thank you. That baby is absolutely delicious, so it may be worthwhile. Good luck. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
May I get a copy of this?
Yeah, we'll get you a copy of it.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I think that they've done this before, in my opinion, and I just think that they were pulling whatever they could to try to not pay somebody. And
I think you're the one that's done things before, Leslie.
Okay, Maxie. Well, you're the loser today.
No, I'm not a loser. We're the winners because I feel that this person has been exposed on national TV.
Step forward, please.
28-year-old news producer Robert Bledsoe says his former fiancée, Renee Lynn Bryant, owes him money for past due bills.
Order. All rise. Your Honor, this is case number 380 on the calendar in the matter of Bledsoe versus Bryant. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, sir.
You folks were engaged according to these papers and moved into a house together. The engagement didn't ripen into a marriage and you broke up.
Correct.
You say she owes you some money.
She agreed at the time that we broke up to pay the phone bill, which was approximately 80% hers. While she did not work the 3 months while we were engaged and living together, she made numerous calls, and the phone bill equaled almost $500. And she made probably 80% of the bill, and she agreed at that time to pay for that. No, for the phone bill, and then half of the utilities, half of the rent. She only gave me $940 the entire time after we moved in.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Just a minute. Right.
And she gave me that $940, but the bills were considerably more than that, obviously. I mean, what she should have paid, all told, is $1,371.19. Mm-hmm. That's if we split the bills in half. But I said, once you just pay the phone bill, she agreed to that. She was going to pay it after her first check from her new job. She had just gotten a job right at the time we split up, and she was to pay me at the 1st of August when she got paid, and she did not. Then she put it on, and she said, I'll pay you the next month. The next month came. She did not. In the meantime, I had to borrow money from my parents in order to pay the phone bill, which was $500, so I could get another phone later. And at that time, she didn't pay in September. She promised me by the end of the month. I called near the end of the month. She told me she had no intention of paying me. She didn't feel she owed me the money, and that I would just have to sue her.
Okay.
And
my first question to you, Mr. Bledsoe, is this. You say that during the course of the 3 months that you lived together, she should have paid you $1,371.
If we were to have half.
If you were to split the expenses.
Mm-hmm.
And she paid you $940.
Correct.
Which leaves $431 if you were to split the bills in half.
Correct.
And you say that she agreed to pay the $500 phone bill in place of that. So
Correct.
She's really paying $69 more than she should have.
However, I also paid one of her truck payments for $277.97 on my credit card, and she was supposed to pay me before the following month, before interest accrued on that amount, and she did not. And then the next month, she had another bill, and she wanted me to do the same thing, charge my credit
Mr.
card.
Bledsoe. So is what you're saying you forgave everything as long as she paid the $500 phone bill?
It was a settlement. It was nothing more than a settlement.
What I'm asking you is what you're saying that in lieu of the truck payment and the $431,
Yes.
that you were prepared to accept the $500 phone bill?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Now I'll hear from you.
Okay, Your Honor, we need to back up because when I agreed to marry Robert Bledsoe, who I loved dearly at that time, he had convinced me that I should quit my full-time teaching job.
I'm not interested in that.
Okay. Well, I moved to Alta Loma where we rented a house. Okay, he borrowed $1,600 from his mother and father, Mr. and Mrs. Richard Bledsoe. When I received my very last teaching check, which was of $1,400, I gave him $1,200 cash for the deposit. So he gave his parents the $1,200 cash, which left $400 that he had to give them. When things didn't work out between us, okay, I lost my $1,200 deposit.
Well,
But I have to say that I worked the entire time. I was a substitute teacher.
Just a minute.
And I have my pay.
Just a second.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because I read that in the answer, and Mr. Bledsoe, you seem to have left that out, although you do indicate that she paid for 3/4 of the deposit, the
Yes.
security deposit.
She did.
On the house.
Yes.
And that was lost.
Yes.
And that was $1,200?
The security deposit
Yes.
was at $825. Then there was $825 for first month's rent.
Well, let's not count the first month's rent because you lived there.
Right.
Let's talk about the $825.
Yeah.
But we had to come up with, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
She paid the $825.
No. Well, she paid $1,050, and then I paid $600, which equaled $650. $1,650, which was the full move-in.
So she paid more than you did.
Oh, yes.
How much more?
At $400.
Okay. So she paid $400 more than you did, which she lost.
She lost that, yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I cannot prove that I gave him cash, and that's a sorry thing that I didn't get receipts from my fiancé when we were going out because I assumed that we were going to be married, and in the course of being married, that it would all wash out in the end.
And later today,
Did you ever tell your sister that this was a gift?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
She probably can't even come today and look me in the eye and say that. That's why she's not here.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Robert Bledsoe wants his former fiancée, Renee Lynn Bryant, to repay him for past due bills. Renee says he made her quit her job to move in with him.
Well, it seems to me, Mr. Bledsoe, that what's fair is fair. If she lost $400 more than you did, she has to be given credit for that. Don't you believe so?
Well, no, because I offered her at the time that we were about to split up. We agreed to stay together even after we agreed to leave the house. And we had to leave the house just because I had given them a check to pay for the rent that month in July, but I didn't have the funds. She only gave me $200 to cover that. She was unable to pay her half of the rent that month.
Now,
however, I was able to pay my half of the rent.
But that's my next question to you, Mr. Bledsoe, because I read your papers very carefully, sir. You say the last month that you were there, she gave you $200 towards the rent. You wrote out a check for the entire rent, gave it to the landlord. And how much was the entire rent?
$825.
But then you stopped payment on that check.
I had to stop payment on that.
What did you do with the $200 that she gave you?
Oh, I began paying bills. I began paying the bills. Most of the bills.
Just a minute. We've already talked about the bills. The bills were the original $1,371 that you said that you had all together. What did you do with her $200? Did you give it back to her?
No. She told me I could keep it.
Well, so far, let me understand
because
this, Mr. Bledsoe.
Because she owed me money.
Right, but she can't keep owing you money if she keeps giving you money, sir. She gave you $200, all right?
That's part of the $940. That is not in addition to the $940. That is part of the $940, the $940.
Oh,
I have just added up everything she ever gave me.
So you are giving her credit. The $940 includes the $200?
Correct.
But it doesn't include the deposit.
It doesn't include the $400.
And it doesn't include the money that I made as a substitute teacher working for Alta Loma, Cucamonga, and Riverside that I gave him cash.
Yes, it does.
Well, just a second.
All you
just
gave
a
me
second.
was
You
cash.
can't prove that you gave him the cash. Just a second.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I'm sorry.
All right. So we have $940. And I'm adding on to the $940, $400, which is the deposit.
However, it's $200 more.
She lost $400.
Right.
She lost $400. You lost...
I lost $200.
But you're already
Or what?
getting... Just a second. You're already getting credit for that, sir.
No, she lost $600. She
paid $400 more than you did.
Right, she paid $400
$400 more than you did. That's all that I'm interested in. Well, that evens out the $1,371. So now all we're down to is truck payment, $277.97. Do you owe him that?
No, Your Honor.
Why not?
Because I assumed since I had paid more the deposit that that was his way of giving me back some of the money.
No, I've given you credit for that.
Okay.
I've given
well,
you credit
I gave
for that.
him, you see, you're right. I cannot prove that I gave him cash, and that's a sorry thing that I didn't get receipts from my fiancé when we were going out because I assumed that we were going to be married. And in the course of our relationship of being married, that it would all wash out in the end. And I did, yes, Your Honor.
$277 is for the truck payment. It didn't work out, so you have to pay for your own truck payment.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, you had a $500 phone bill. Show me the $500 phone bill. Is this $1,300 that you gave me, including all the utility bills and everything else?
And yes.
Well, then it includes the telephone.
Yes. I didn't say that it didn't.
I thought you had
I'm
an ending bill of $500,
No, when I
sir.
said utilities, I
Well,
was
I've already
including
taken
phone.
care of the utilities.
Mhm.
It's a wash. The utilities and her additional $497, not $1,100. Judgment in this case is for the plaintiff in the amount of $277.97. Thank you. That's all.
Bodies are excused. You may step out.
I just want to forget about it all. But I want to say you ladies out there, get your receipts for our cash.
And now the next case.
Bodies on Mackins versus Richardson. Step forward, please.
Hairdresser Terry Mackins is suing her brother-in-law, George Richardson, for a house loan and money for a stove. George says Terry is retaliating because he beat up her brother.
According to your complaint, you lent your brother-in-law and your sister some money.
Yes.
For house. And also sold them a stove.
Yes.
They refused to pay you for either.
As of this date, yes.
So first tell me, how much was this loan towards the house and how it came about?
I loaned my sister and my brother-in-law $700. My sister and my brother-in-law called me and asked me if I would lend them this money so they can go to closing on their home. I got cash. I got a check from my credit union account, got it mailed to me, and I got it cash. And in December, we had bought our own home. And our home, in our kitchen, we wanted to do our kitchen over again. We had a brand new kitchen. And we got rid of the cabinets, and we sold my brother, my brother-in-law and my sister the stove for $150, which was to be payable as soon as they got the money as well. So that's $850 I'm asking
Well, tell
for.
me how the sale of the stove came about.
My brother-in-law was over our house, and we had talked to him about we were getting rid of certain things in our kitchen. And we told him we were selling the stove and how much we wanted for it, and he said he wanted it. And Reginald Bear, who's my witness, delivered the stove to their house.
Okay. So, what's your story?
Well, my had first given on a, well, we actually told her we was going to pay her back when we had a lawsuit, and we was getting ready to settle. And we
What
said,
kind of lawsuit?
A car accident. And we were going to pay her back the money that she loaned us for the house. And Terry told us it was a gift. She gave us this money.
He's lying, Your Honor.
Just a second.
No.
Just a second.
She gave. And then she came back about, what, day later, because she called. That's what she told my wife.
Just a second.
Sure.
Where's your wife today?
She's home. She's discussing with the whole thing.
Just a second. You just told me that the conversation that she had allegedly was with your wife.
Right. And she...
Well, then I'm
converted
not
me.
hearing that conversation because that's hearsay.
So is this agreement with us giving it back to her.
No, sir. Shh. Sit down. I'm not ready to hear you yet.
No problem.
No, sir. You just acknowledged that your original agreement with her, when you called to ask her for the money, was in-law. She has lent you money before, and you have paid her back.
Plenty of times.
And you have paid her
This
back.
was a gift, Your Honor.
No.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She's lying.
And no.
No, don't speak.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Terry Mackins wants the money back she gave her brother-in-law, George Richardson. George says,
Doing what I'm saying to you.
I completely
You
understand.
first said to me that it was a loan, and you agreed
No,
to pay her back.
Okay.
And you agreed to pay her back. That was your understanding.
Right.
She gave you the money, and I assume you. And when you did that, the intention was to pay her back.
Right.
Now you tell me that she had a conversation with your wife who was not present. And your not present wife told you that it was a gift. That's what you just told me.
That's exactly what I said.
Right. Did you ever tell your sister that this was a gift?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
She probably can't even come today and look me in the eye and say that. That's why she's not here.
That is
No,
why
that's
she's
not
not
true.
here.
Absolutely.
That's not
Absolutely.
true.
That's why she's
That's
not here, because
true. My sister, my wife is disgusted with my sister-in-law because
why did you beat her brother up?
he assaulted me.
Your Honor, this is why we're here in court.
Why did you beat her brother up?
Because he assaulted me.
Your Honor, this is why we're here in court today.
Right.
This is why my brother-in-law is not paying me back, because I called him up the day after he fought my brother, and I kind of like told him about himself because what he did was not necessary. The whole thing is, George and Wendy owes me money, and I would like my money back. I don't have $700 to give nobody. I work very hard for my money, and I never told Wendy.
Did the stove get to your house?
Reginald brought it over to my house.
Oh, okay.
Now, called me up and said, though, you want the stove? I said, well, look, I haven't talked to Wendy. Wendy's my wife. I said, I haven't talked to Wendy because we have gas. And I said, we have to decide Wendy, because Wendy was at work. So next day he brought it over. And he brought it down and talking to Wendy about the stove. So Wendy decided, we both decided that, get the stove. I even had a cookout at my house. Reggie was trying to make me buy the stove. No, man, you got to buy the stove. I'm like, what's up with this?
Speak to me.
I called them, told them to come get the stove. They would not come to get the stove. The stove stayed on my porch, Your Honor, for almost 8 months. So my wife stayed on my back just to get my wife off my back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You don't have to rush and pay me the $150, but I charged them $150 for the stove and $100 to install it because I am a licensed electrician.
Did you install it?
No, I did not. What I did, I dropped the stove off
Well, how
on
could
his
he
porch.
use it if you didn't install it?
Well, I told him when he's...
20-year-old student Lori Calloway says she bailed out her former boyfriend, 26-year-old Camise Anderson, and he didn't pay her back.
Order, all rise.
Now, this is case number 393 on the calendar in the matter of Calloway versus Anderson. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Ex-boyfriend.
Yes, Your Honor.
Who you say owes you money because you bailed him out of jail.
Yes.
When was this? How many years ago?
Oh, no, it was in August.
And how much did this cost you?
$1,300.
You have a receipt for that from the bail bondsman?
Yes, I do.
How long had you been going out with him?
Okay, in the end, it was about 4.5 months.
So how long did you know him before you bailed him out?
3, I believe.
3 months. Tell me about this night that you got arrested. It was during the night?
Yeah, it's 3 in the morning. I just dropped Lori off at her house, and at the time I was driving my truck through Richmond Heights, Missouri, and they flagged me because my plates weren't registered to the truck at the time.
How'd that happen?
They just ran my plates.
No.
Oh, okay.
How did it happen that you had the wrong plates on your truck?
I had just traded in my Grand Prix and just had the truck for about a good week or so.
Uh-huh.
And they ran my plates. It was 3 in the morning. And they ran my plates and they flagged me, and that's when they got the warrants on me.
Well, so they said license and registration.
Right.
And when they looked at your license, so they said license and registration.
Right.
And when they looked at your license, bingo. Now, how many warrants did you have, Mr. Anderson?
I had 14.
14 warrants.
Yes, ma'am.
You don't like to go to court, sir?
No, it was just at the time I didn't take care of them.
What kind of warrants were they?
Traffic.
All traffic.
Yes, ma'am.
Mm-hmm. So it's 3 o'clock in the morning in Missouri, and they haul you into jail.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And what do? You're entitled to one phone call. Who do you call?
First person I called was my grandmother. She had a three-way.
And your grandmother
Okay.
said no.
My grandmother, no, I knew my grandmother didn't have the money. First person I called was Mahisha Vance. I called her first because...
Who is she?
That is my girlfriend.
Was she your girlfriend at the time?
No, we had separated and I started dating her, but I was still talking to her at the time.
So you called her first?
Yes, ma'am. I called her for the simple fact I had a paid lawyer at the time. And I called then, after that, I called Laurie Calloway, but no one answered. So I called my mother. I told my mother to go get my truck. Therefore, she had went over to Laurie's house and picked her up. And from what my mother was telling me, that they told Laurie that
No.
basically.
Don't tell me what your mother says.
Okay.
They told
Anyway.
Laurie. Did you speak to Miss Calloway?
No, I didn't speak to Miss Calloway. I spoke to my mother. My mother went and got Miss Calloway. Miss Calloway got my truck. Then, therefore, I told her at the time, I spoke to Laurie when I called her house and asked her, did she have my truck? I got
So you
another phone
did
call.
speak to Miss Calloway?
After I got to another municipality.
So you're on this bus going from one place to another to satisfy all these warrants?
Yes.
And you did, in fact, at one of those locations, call the plaintiff?
Yes, I did.
Now let's talk about the bail.
I spoke to Miss Calloway, and I told her at the time I had a paid lawyer. Yes.
What did you tell her you had to pay a lawyer for?
I had a paid lawyer I was going to get out. She decided she wanted to get me out before she go back to school so she could see me.
You had to pay a lawyer.
I had a paid lawyer.
You had a paid lawyer.
Plus I had $375 in my property. Okay. And that she told me she bailed me out of all those counties. She only bailed me out of 3 counties because I had money in my property when I got locked up.
What do you mean money in your property?
I had money. When they locked me up, I had $375 in my property.
In your pocket, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, so you had $375 with you.
Yes.
But you needed another $1,300 to get out of jail.
13, it would have been like 900 or so with that.
Oh.
Because when I went to the county, I had $375 in my property. Because Richmond Heights didn't hold me. I had $375 in my property. Because Richmond Heights didn't hold me.
Ms. Calloway, relax.
Richmond Heights didn't hold me for a bond. They just held me for the other counties. Okay.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
She spent $1,300 to get you out of jail. Now, I read something in here that you didn't show up when she got you out of jail. Did you default on this bail?
I showed up for my bail. I showed up for my court cases.
You did?
Yes.
Let me see the papers that you have.
Yes, ma'am.
You sure you showed up on all your cases? Think carefully. Did you show up on all your cases?
Think carefully.
That's very easy for me. Did you show up on all your cases, Mr. Anderson?
I don't think so.
Right. Shh. Right. And because you didn't show up on all your cases, the bail was forfeited. Isn't that what happens?
Yes.
Aren't you glad you told the truth?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I put a TV in her room. I bought her a VCR. I bought her numerous of clothes, shoes, and everything. I did not ask her to bail me out. She did this on her own.
And later today,
You want to be a bum?
No.
You're on your way.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lori Calloway says she came to the rescue of her former boyfriend, Camise Anderson, and bailed him out of jail. Now she wants payback.
Let me ask you this question. When you went before the judge and you got bailed out, did you promise the judge you would come back?
Yes, it did.
So you lied. Right? Hama? Well, you didn't come back. Did you forget? You forgot. Mister, you forgot, right?
I probably missed one case.
You forgot.
Most definitely.
Most definitely. Now, you want to tell me, sir, why you think you don't owe her this money?
For the simple fact, if that was the case, then I should be counted suing her for what I've gave her. I've gave her numerous of things. I put a TV in her. I put a TV. That was before I got locked. I put the shoes and everything. I did not ask her to bail me out. She did this on her own. I had a paid lawyer. You know. And basically, I had a paid lawyer at the time.
What is
She
your
did this
lawyer?
on
Your
her-
lawyer wasn't giving you $1,300 to get out of jail. What difference it make? You keep saying you had a lawyer. Anderson, pay the money, sir. Buying her a VCR and a television set and a couple of pairs of shoes doesn't wash. You know, you have to be, how old are you?
26.
Are you working now?
Yes, I am.
If you want to drive a car, you have to be responsible. If you get a ticket, you have to show up. If you don't show up and you have a warrant issued and the judge says, dude, you promised to come back, you got to come back. And if because you forgot she lost her $1,300, you got to pay up $1,300 for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, 2500. Who's stupid? Who's paying? I'm not. But your man is. All right, but your man. That's the whole. That's the whole point. You're right. Did you hear yourself? My man. Your man. My man. You can have him. Okay, and I got him all the time. And you can have him. And I got him. And you can have him. Both of y'all can talk to my diploma because don't neither one of y'all have one.
And now the next case.
Parties on Maldonado versus Ashlock. Step forward, please.
34-year-old Anthony Maldonado claims neighbor Debbie Ashlock's 13-year-old nephew, Christopher Ashlock, vandalized his home.
You folks are neighbors.
Yes, we are.
Live in private houses?
Yes, ma'am.
How close to each other do you live?
10 feet apart.
So you're right next door neighbors.
Right.
How long have you been neighbors?
About 4 years.
This is your nephew?
Yes.
The nephew at issue?
That's correct.
How long has he been living with you?
7 years.
How old are you, young man?
13.
What's your name?
Chris.
Mr. Maldonado, according to your complaint, this young man causes a lot of damage to your property.
Correct.
Miss Ashlock says she can't be responsible for all the neighborhood kids. Whatever damage her nephew has, in fact, caused to your property, she's prepared to pay for. Let's hear about the fence, because the fence seems to be something that you agree you're responsible for, or this young man is responsible for. What happened to your fence, and what kind of fence was it?
It's a cinder block wall that I ended up putting up on my own. She wasn't able to afford to pay her part of it. I did urge her to try to help me with it because it was a very large wall and it was
Mr.
expensive.
Maldonado.
Yes, ma'am.
We're not going back to the flood, sir. I want you to tell me about the damage to the fence that he caused.
He removed all the grout, ma'am.
All the grout?
Yes.
Explain to me how he removed the grout from the cinder block, sir.
He must have had a lot of energy because, he dug into the grout, into the blocks with, I believe, some sort of sharp instrument, maybe a screwdriver or something. I saw both, actually him and two of his friends, who are my other next-door neighbors, doing that.
Did you sue them?
I did not sue them because I actually saw him with the device. And,
yeah, but they were all doing it, you said.
Well, they were all within the vicinity, yes. Eventually, they all admitted.
All right, so how much did this cost you to regrout the fence?
Actually, there was estimates for $60 to just regrout it, which isn't much. I guess it's mostly the principal. I've had a lot of problems with them.
Let me explain something to you.
Right.
This is a court.
Right.
So if there was damage caused that you saw, or that you have a witness, and that witness saw, I'm prepared to hear that. So I want you to tell me, other than this grout, which costs $60, okay, so 20 bucks of that we will attribute to him because he was there with 2 other people who were probably all chipping away at the grout, right?
Yes.
And what were you using to chip away at the grout?
Stick, Your Honor.
What else did you see him do?
I saw them throwing stones this one afternoon before I left for work. He and his 2 friends again over onto my yard. It's always happening on their side of the house. They were throwing stones. I alerted them not to throw any more, and when I left for work, I come back late at night. I noticed that there were cracks in my skylight, and it was raining, so it started leaking. I went up there, found out that there was also bricks up there that had been thrown up there purposely to crack my skylight open.
But Mr. Maldonado, you didn't see who did that?
I didn't actually see the person that threw the exact stone, no, Your Honor.
Or the bricks?
Right.
Tell me, Mr. Maldonado, what other damage you actually saw, if any, Chris do to your home?
Well, I've had also an assault. I mean, that time that I caught them digging into the grout, they were assaulting me with dirt clods. That's one of the...
Throwing dirt clods at you.
Right. And some of them did hit me.
All right, so what I'm gathering from this, Mr. Maldonado, is other than the business with the grout, you didn't actually see Chris here do anything to your property, but you surmised it was Chris and his friends because you're a pretty good guesser.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Every time Chris turned around, Anthony was blaming him for something that he didn't do. Excuse me, but the last 2 years have been very stressful with this neighbor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Anthony Maldonado says his neighbor's nephew, Christopher Ashlock, damaged his property.
A report card last year?
Yeah.
How'd you do?
Not really good.
You know, Chris, I could have told you that. You want to be a bum?
No.
You're on your way. Because he can't prove to me that you did, or not you alone, you with other neighborhood kids, you with a couple of friends. He can't prove to me that you did all the damage to the house. And if you're spending your time vandalizing somebody, did it. And if you're spending your time vandalizing somebody else's property rather than going to school and trying to make something of yourself, then you're going to grow up to be a bum. That's what's going to happen. What are you going to do for Mr. Maldonado to correct this damage that you've been doing to his house?
We've already fixed it.
You fixed it?
Yeah.
Tell me what you fixed.
The wall.
Mm-hmm. Did he fix the wall?
It was very haphazardly done, yes.
But
Yes,
it's
Your Honor.
fixed.
Yes.
You going to bother him anymore?
No, I haven't bothered him for a long time. It was a couple years ago that we did this to his wall.
Miss Ashlock, is there anything you want to say?
Yes, in Christopher's defense, the wall, excuse me, but the last 2 years have been very stressful with this neighbor. But the wall was an accumulation of it was like Christopher's frustration. He realizes it was wrong and he shouldn't have done it. And we had to talk about it and he was punished for it and I fixed the wall.
Okay.
And it didn't cost $60, it was free. But in his frustration out of Anthony doing all these things to him, every time Chris turned around, Anthony was blaming him for something that he didn't do. It was his way of retaliating against somebody a little bigger than he is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Call 1-888-800-JUDY.
My sense is, Miss Ashlock, that Chris has a lot of frustrations. His parents aren't together, lived with his father. Father not around anymore, he's with his aunt and his grandmother, and decided doesn't have both feet planted right, and his school is suffering, and he's hanging around with kids and getting himself into trouble. All of those things are probably true, right?
They were maybe 6 months ago.
Okay, well, if he's back on track, that's really good, and I'm pleased to hear that. You sound like a very nice lady. So your wall is fixed, and you can't prove that Chris did any other damage. You probably felt it, but can't prove it. So, Mr. Maldonado, there isn't an award that I can give you, sir. You understand that?
I understand that.
I believe that you understand that your neighbor is a nice lady and is trying her best under difficult conditions. Right?
I realize that, ma'am.
Good. So try to be understanding. And you got to realize that when you take on this kind of responsibility, sometimes there are problems and you got to deal with them.
And I do. I try to.
I know you do. I wish you a lot of good luck.
Thank you.
Because it's going to be, how old is your niece?
10.
This market is rising fast. I can't miss this.
Dear, please spend some time with us too.
Papa, look! I made this for you!
Later, I'm busy right now.
Papa is very busy, dear.
I just want him to play with me. Papa, let's play outside!
Not now. Go away.
Study well, my dear.
I wish Papa came too.
You are wasting my time!
I just want our family back.
This trade will make me rich!
Please eat something. You've been working all day.
Can't you see I'm busy? Stop disturbing me!
Why are you yelling at me? He wasn't like this before.
Papa is always angry now.
Unstoppable now! No, this can't be happening! I lost everything. I made a terrible mistake.
Money isn't everything.
I'm sorry, my little one.
Will you stay with us now?
Please forgive me.
I just want our family happy.
Let's make memories now.
I'm so happy, Papa!
Let's make Papa's favorite dish.
He will love it!
Thank you for never giving up on me.
We are family.
Catch me if you can!
I'm winning! Papa came for me!
I'll always be here. You saved our family.
We saved it together. Tonight will be special.
Family Day!
This is my real treasure.
Us!
I choose family forever.
And we choose you.